Hey there, everyone, and welcome to the Penny Dragon Games Twitch channel for a very special one-shot called the Illithid Menace, a Force Grey story. My name is Craig Darling, and I'll be your Dungeon Master this evening. And with me, as always, is a lovely cast of familiar faces from the Penny Dragon community. Few DMs here, a few players. I'm excited. It's going to get a little wild, I think. But before we get into that, I just have a few little blurbs for you from some of the projects we have going on at Penny Dragon Games right now. Cloaks of Mindhelm will be back in the new year, having dispatched the rampaging demons and recovered the shard of the obsidian seal. Our heroes prepare for the next mission. Candlekeep Mystery, Candlekeep Mysteries returns in the new year as well. The party have found that life-draining monsters are appearing in Candlekeep disguised as books. Headed to Baldur's Gate to find the source, they are ambushed. Find out what happens next time. The final part of DM Dave's one-shot, Portrait of the Lady, was on Sunday night, and the party met the Lady of Gravewind Manor, who offered them a deal. Retrieve the tears of the king, and she will lift her curse. Catch the VOD on the Penny Dragon Games Twitch to see how or if the party managed it.
It was
video on demand for this. The video on demand for the Softfront Saga is on the Penny Dragon Twitch right now. The tormented fighter Jaden had a change of heart in the woods and turned around to rejoin the party. Meanwhile, the grind through the tomb of the ancient hero Denixtra continues. You can catch episode 2 of Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel on the Penny Dragon YouTube channel, and the party have been settling into their new home and seeing sights in this strange new place. And safe to say, it was definitely the first time that they've all sat down and had a pint with a beholder called Derek. What now for our beleaguered heroes? We'll find out on next Thursday, December 1st. Very excited.
More drinks.
More drinks, more beholders, more Derek. Episode 7 of Rime of the Frost Maiden is now available on the Penny Dragon Games YouTube channel. The party returns to Termling for their reward and a meal with the town speaker. Earl does the time warp, Zek hosts a slumber party, and Rumblebuffin speaks? Catch us next time on December 8th for episode 8, Unfinished Business. That's all we have for the blurbs for the moment. Before we hop into the action here, I'd like to introduce you to this lovely group of gentlemen I have here with me. Stephen, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself and your character, and just kind of just a little bit about what you're playing today.
Sure. Well, I'm Stephen, and this evening I am playing Oric Honorstone, a dwarven paladin who is the Oath of the Whispers. He is 212, and I spent the last 150 years defending the realms from the aberrations and fiends of everywhere.
They do abound. Dave, how about you next?
My name is Dave, and I'll be playing Shroud, who is a Shadarkai assassin, also known as a Shadow in the Dark. Standing 4'11", Shroud is whip thin with greasy strings of blonde white hair atop a mostly balding head. If you think Richard O'Brien in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you're halfway there. Shroud wears an almost transparent black lacy funeral widow's veil over his head, sports a jagged scar across the entirety of his neck, and constantly weeps black tears, the trail of which seems to have worn deep troughs down his face, much like the flowing of a river would erode rock and stone over time.
It's very cool, very evocative imagery there. Thank you for that. Shane, how about you next?
Yeah, sure. Following that, I'm Shane, and today I'm playing Jamboree, a multi-class of 2 classes I've never played before, a Hexblade Warlock and Swashbuckler Rogue. He's short, young-looking, reddish side fringe and a green cap, elven chainmail, also accompanied by his familiar, a sprite named Terence. And he is the leader of a small band of mercenaries known as the Boys.
Right, so I think I've heard of that band of mercenaries. Very nice. Tom, how about let's get to you next.
Evening all, I'm Reprobate Gamer on the servers, and tonight I am playing Zwei Beta. Unknown of age, this 5'5", all white skinned, possibly not inhuman, has come out hearing there is a threat to the city which they need to deal with. Accompanied this time by Schulte 1.2, a little small homunculus floating over their shoulder. And then behind them, a large single white-bladed sword just floats, ready to be grabbed when needed.
Well, it won't be too long before you need to use that baby. Last but not least, my good friend Jack. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your character?
Hello, I am playing Jack. I am playing Reed, a slightly haughty-looking
Illithids have got him already.
Satyr monk, who is carrying a staff on his back, and he's also got one in his hand. Not much else to say, really. He does look combat ready. I'm not really quite prepared.
I imagine you all cut quite an imposing figure indeed as we kind of jump in to the five of you. Astride your griffin mounts, flying across the waters of the open sea between Waterdeep and this island. At the front of the formation, Orek, designated team lead on this mission. So you're looking around, kind of the water below is starting to get darker and choppier, and there's this fog that's rolling in. And based off the maps that you've been given, this island you're looking for, it can't be any more than a mile away at this point. And visibility is starting to really become hampered. The clouds in the sky are hanging just a few hundred feet up, not terribly difficult to ride below or above, depending on what you think is safer. The fog below is now sort of rising up, almost like very unnaturally tall, and like it's, as your griffins are flying across the top of it, you see these sort of wakes being generated in the fog that kind of swirl around behind you as you fly across this water. I guess my first question for you is, are you going to fly below the clouds here, above the fog, or try and make it for above the clouds for the rest of the journey?
Oric's vote would be below the clouds but above the fog.
Carrying on
Right.
below the fog. Oh, go
Spy
ahead.
Beta will follow the leader.
Yes, Shroud will follow.
Oh my god.
I'll follow as well. Sure.
Yep.
Keeping your formation beneath the clouds as the weather continues to worsen and the wind begins to blow, and frankly it becomes pretty hard to like even hold onto your griffins. It's getting quite bad and very choppy up here. What's everyone's passive perception like?
Mighty 12.
Shroud sees all. It's 22.
Wow.
18. DM, sorry, a question. Do we know how long it would have taken us to fly out to this island from Waterdeep?
So the entire journey itself is a matter of 4 or 5 miles, most of which you've covered so far. Carrying on at your current pace, or as best you can, weather conditions providing. Can't be more than 20 minutes or so.
Okay, but the whole journey from Waterdeep would be less than an hour?
Would be a bit, yeah, just under an hour roughly.
Okay, so it's about 5 minutes before this point, I would have pulled out a scroll of non-detection and I would have cast that while we were traveling along.
Lovely. Okay.
I'll throw that in chat so it's there as your record.
Perfect.
And that spell is gone.
You
Sorry,
hide a target that you touch for divination magic. Does the scroll non detection work for a group of people?
I believe it's only for a single target.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm afraid.
That
But yes,
one.
at the minute, there's 4 people flying, and then there's a 5th griffin that just happens to be keeping them company.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. All right. Keeping
Sorry.
this. No, not at all. That was a pro gamer move, as we call in the business. Carrying on this trajectory and this speed as best you can, over the wind and the thunder that's now starting to rumble. This is why, unfortunately, you're the only one who notices it. There's this screech that's just kind of low and gargling, and it's blending in a little bit with the thunder, but you pick up on it and you look up, and from above the clouds you see this huge shadow moving across, and it dips down, breaking the clouds, the sort of floor of the clouds, and this massive black and purple dragon's head and neck flies out of the clouds and lets go a breath weapon, but one unlike you've ever seen. It's a straight line filled with this green sort of, it's got like an acrid scent, just jet of water as it comes across and douses all of Force Grey. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. Shroud, can you make that with advantage for me?
Isn't it
Sorry,
beautiful?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Not good. Oh, Jesus. I'll take the 22.
Is this count as a magical effect? I will ask this question a lot tonight.
Not a problem. This is not a technically magical effect. This is just an ability this thing has.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
God, save.
Anyone within 30 feet of Oric gets a +5 to that save.
Is currently, I think, everyone. Yes. More or less.
Let's go.
That's a 27.
34.
27.
31 total. 30.
Perfect. Sorry, Oric, one more time.
Oh, 60. Was that for poison effect or?
No.
It's just 14.
Okay. Excellent.
True.
So, good news, everyone but Oric saves. As this geyser of water crashes into the group of you, dealing 56 points of damage to Oric, psychic damage, and half as much to everyone else. As this happens, you all start to feel this weird sensation on your body and like little bites. And as you look down, there are small purple tadpoles writhing all over your body, and they're starting to climb up towards your face.
Aren't they beautiful? Look at them. I love them.
The dragon emerges the rest of the way out of the clouds, revealing a gargantuan body and wingspan. And it's weird. It is radiating with this sort of purplish arcane energy that seems to almost glow around this being. And the scales are all wrong. There are no scales. It is tight, purplish, veiny skin with these tentacles that go from all the way down the dragon's head and neck that string into the back, where a large brain-like mass seems to have fused to the back of it. I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Sorry, when we saved, did we take half that? 56.
Half of the 56, yes.
Thank you.
Anyone
You said it was
within-
psychic damage.
Yes.
And anyone within 30 feet of Oric gets a +5 to initiative. Because of his Aura of the Sentinel.
Ooh, very nice.
Remember to click on your
Plus
tokens.
5, eh?
Yeah, it's charisma modifier. Oh.
So that's a 26.
No, +6.
Plus 5.
It's proficiency bonus, I apologize. +6.
That's a 20.
27 then for.
What is it, +6?
Plus
29.
6,
Yeah, 27 for Zwar. Between Oric and Swy, who's got the higher dex, just so I can make a thing there.
I have a 29. Sorry.
My dex is 20.
14.
Everyone gets. Wow, just big initiatives here. 27.
Like we know we need to be up near the beginning as quick as possible before you throw this thing at us.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh, there
Wait
it
a
is.
minute. Why is Zach in there? Dun, 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 dun. All right. I've got. Not everyone's here. Shroud, I've got some.
I got a 19 on mine.
Nice.
Read.
And then +6 on that. So
No, that was that was after the +6. It was
Okay.
total 19.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I got a 34, including the +6.
34, including the +6. What? That's so wild.
These are good numbers. I like these numbers.
Well, you all get to go first because it rolled a 15. So Jamboree, you're up first.
Okay, so griffins have a fly speed of 80. If I am right. So how far away is that? I think it's too far.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, also,
Hmm.
at the start of your turn, I need you to very graciously take another 18 points of psychic damage as you feel these tadpoles begin to burrow into your skin and make it up. One of them is like at your ear canal, and you can feel it starting to like pull flaps of skin apart there. And then at the end of your turn, I'm going to need another con saving throw.
Is that even if we did save the first one?
Yes. So
Yeah.
on a just for transparency's sake, on a success or a failure, if the creature isn't a construct or an undead, it becomes infested with Illithid tadpoles.
Lovely. So 18 points. Slightly too far for what I was hoping to do. So what I think I'll do instead is, how far above the water are we?
At the moment, you're about 100 feet up above the water.
Okay. Sorry, this is just the familiarity with the actual character classes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bonus action Hexblade Curse the dragon ahead of us.
Okay.
I am going to move myself and Griffin 80 feet this way.
Mm-hmm.
To a bit there. And oops, I've stolen somebody else's Griffin there. And actually I can't do too much because of the distance. We can't dash the Griffins, can we?
You can absolutely dash the Griffins.
Oh, well, fair enough then. Well then,
Yeah.
I shall get into contact with him. Bamf my Vorpal Scimitar into existence. Take a swipe for a 34.
That's weird. It doesn't hit. No, it totally hits.
Yeah. But because he's Hexblade cursed, I crit on a 19, which I did roll a... That was a 19, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was. Yeah.
It was a 19.
So, for those who haven't played with me before, crit hits my game. Max damage plus your roll damage.
Fuck this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, get him good.
All right. Let me just take and actually. So I don't know if I have to do it before or not, but I was going to add on a booming blade to that.
Yeah, using the attack as part of booming blade, so we can just say use booming blade. Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
Cool. Okay, so 26 plus 9 for the Vorpal Scimitar, plus the Booming Blade, which is 3d8, plus sneak attack. I would have sneak attack because of Swashbuckler 1-on-1.
Yep.
Okay, so let me just find that and add that on. Come on, 86. Okay, so so 54. Okay, sorry, this just confused me now. So, my sneak attack was 30. So that's sorry. I'm just not familiar with your way of doing it. So we're saying it's full damage plus
Plus your roll damage, yes.
So that okay. So that would be 86.
So that's 111 plus max dice. Max dice.
Is that right? In terms of how you want to do it.
Yeah.
So you max all the dice roll that are out. So a sneak would be
all the dice. Yeah,
so 48.
Brutal criticals.
So
but the opposite is true if you guys get hit with criticals too, right? So
right. Okay, so that's that's what'd you say, 110, Steve?
111.
111.
Don't forget that one.
111 plus what's that? 48 is 157 plus 157 plus 28. Sorry, plus 24 is 202. Plus a extra d6 for the Vorpal Sword, so 208.
208.
Now I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but let's start with 208.
Huge. That might be the biggest amount of damage I've ever seen done in D&D. That's amazing. Cool. Yeah.
And then because I have, and again, apologies for just a lack of familiarity with this. Where is it? Sorry, features. It's fancy footwork. Make melee attack against a creature. Can't take an opportunity attack against me because I dashed. I can use the rest of my dash to get to about there for the extra 60. So it was 80 plus change there. Fancy footwork. And
That's so cool.
60 odd.
I love swashbucklers. They're great.
That's amazing. Wow.
And I'll call it there for me.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. At the end of your turn, I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah. Coming in there now. 20.
And you feel those tadpoles now starting to breach areas in your body. The one that was by your ear earlier, it has like driven its tentacles in and it's starting to chew at the ear canal and work its way into the brain. I need to take another 19 points of psychic damage as the rest of them are just biting wildly across your body, trying to find like just anything to find purchase and drill in. At the end of your turn, it's going to take a legendary action and try and recharge its breath. Hey. All right. Orek, my friend, you're up.
I think I'm next to the 29. Right.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. Sorry, I had you out of order in the turn. Yes,
Right.
you're next Shroud and then Orek after you.
Cool. Yeah, just so can Shroud take an action to try and scrape these things off him, or?
Yeah, it would be an action to like kind of get these things off your body.
He doesn't. Well, he's not happy that they're still on him. So he'll just take an action to take them off him. Can he keep one and put it in a little glass vial that he has?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Okay, so
as you're taking them, you're gonna take another 11 points of psychic damage at the start of your turn. But you can definitely use your action.
Can I uncanny dodge that?
Probably.
It's I don't know. I mean,
an attacker that's you can see hits you. So yeah, no, it's not like a
cool.
Guy melee attacking you.
Had
This
to
is
ask.
an existing effect.
Okay, cool. Grand. So he'll just scrape them off, and he'll put one into a little glass vial with a metal screw top on, and I shall name you Pox. And so he has Pox in the glass vial.
Up at you helpfully.
Yeah. He shakes it a little bit and just makes sure it's safe. And he'll use his movement to he'll stay where he let's just see. So this thing breathed a line at them. Was it? It was a straight line.
It wasn't
okay.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, he'll move to about here to try and make it less easy for the thing to.
Okay.
That's all he's got.
At the end of your turn, this dragon's going to take another legendary action. And it is going to cast a spell. See these
Dragon cast a damn spell.
little clouds of arcane, just like exhaust almost building up around like the neck and the mouth of this thing. And I need Jamboree to go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. Excuse me, constitution saving throw.
Another one.
DJ Paladin saves.
25.
All right, 25 will do it. There's a moment where like you feel this like sensation of weightlessness, almost as if you're like drifting up and away from the griffin that you're astride, but the moment passes and you find your seat again.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we got Auric, then Zwei, then Reed on deck.
Auric is quite pissed off. Auric has been sprayed in maggots and is not happy. So he's going. Ooh.
I also need you to take some psychic damage. Sorry.
Of course.
It's gonna be 18 more points of psychic damage as these tadpoles begin to just like drill in, and like you can feel one like climbing up your neck toward your mouth, and another one's like working its way down towards your eye from your hairline.
And his hairline, it's receding.
Yeah, so it takes a while, but it's going there.
Yeah, so him and Chanticleer are gonna fly 65 feet to here, and he's gonna pull from his back his favorite hammer and is gonna throw it at the beast's face and attempt to hit with the dwarven thrower.
Don't miss.
Yeah. Get him.
22.
Just hits.
Oh, that will be for 8 plus 4. Does this thing have the giant property?
It is gargantuan.
No, it's really no. So that first one will be a measly 22 points of damage as it was thrown. So it was 2d8 plus 8 radiant. And after it strikes the beast's chin, it returns to his hand. He's going to throw it again.
Yeah, get him.
28.
Yeah, twice as nice.
But fucking pitiful damage as it's only 8 that time.
Good shots.
I mean, it was hard to follow up that sneak attack, though, so like, don't feel too bad. That's a decent amount of damage.
We'll see how it goes when the crits come his way. And that will end his turn.
Alrighty. At the end of your turn, I need a Constitution saving throw as these things continue to dig into your body, and you feel like the one by your mouth, it's like halfway in now, and you feel these little tentacles pushing your jaws apart as it's trying to get in there.
21 probably won't do it.
Just shy. I need you to take another 17 points of psychic damage as some of these start to find entry points into your body, and you can feel them like boring through the inside of your skull. It's the least brutal way I can say it. Yeah, it's not in range for that. Oh, 15? No, it's not. So yeah, it's not going to do anything at the end of your turn. That's why I need...
I'm a construct, so no, you don't.
You are a construct.
I am a construct.
How about that? So yeah, you actually avoid the whole tadpole thing entirely. You've got the tadpoles all over you, and they're like kind of trying to bite into you, but it's just like not going well for them. It's more of an annoyance than anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, go for it.
Lovely. Let's get a little closer to this. Let's go to somewhere about. Yeah, that should do it. Let's get to somewhere around there-ish. And we will bonus action. We shall begin to blade song.
Ooh.
When you see this sort of glows come out from joints and the eyes just flash a little bit. The sword appears in the hand, but it's the other hand that crackles, and a blast of lightning will shoot out towards the beast. So
It's a dex save, yeah?
I'm throwing it into chat so you can see it. Just at level 3 to open things off. So a 22 dex save, please.
Oof. Okay. Oh yeah, of course. It's one once it doesn't have a bonus to. Here we go. 18. It's pretty good, but not good enough.
Fails and will take 35 lightning damage.
That bolt of lightning crashes into it, catches it like right in the mouth as it looks like it's about to release another like blast of that brine breath. You see the electricity crackle down its neck and along the tentacles and into that center brainy mass along its back. It shrieks and is actually starting to look a little bit rough at this point. Well done, Force Grey. Anything else for you there?
I think that would about be a good starting point. We'll go from there.
Excellent. Absolutely. All right. Up next in the order, we've got Reed. Reed, as these tadpoles begin to slither around and start to dig in, you take another 12 points of psychic damage. But after that, your turn as you like.
Gotcha. Okay. I will, in that case, I will fly up to over, let's say, here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will, I guess I'll aim a fireball at it.
Yeah.
Sound been hurtling out of my staff. So, can it make me a DC 17 dexterity saving throw, please?
I don't know if it can, but I'll try. 12 plus 1, 13.
Okay.
But it's got legendary resistance, so it's going to fail that saving throw and choose to succeed. So
it's going to take half damage. Gotcha.
maybe I should have used that a lot earlier. Okay.
So it would take 12 points of fire damage.
All right. As it's kind of rearing back from the lightning bolt, you kind of catch it along the other side of the head, knocking most of like its upper torso over and leaving behind like just a charred piece of flesh along the face. Still going.
I think that's everything for my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, could I get you to make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh, sure. 14.
Right. All right.
Can I use Flaccid Genius and make that a 20?
Please. Yeah, if you'd like to. Absolutely, you can.
I would like to make that a 20, please.
Alrighty. Okay, in that case, Reed, you're going to pass. You're going to take half of 17, so we'll call it 8 points of damage. Or sorry, 9 points of damage. And then, yeah. Now it's my turn. This dragon.
Craig, just a point of order. Just on that sneak attack, if you take back 30 sneak damage, because it was already added on to the Vorpal Scimitar sneak attack damage. Still gets the max 40, 48 or whatever, but it doesn't take the 30.
All right. You mean it's even healthier? Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got the homework. So
All right.
Yeah.
This dragon on its turn is going to just kind of lazily drift back a little bit. Its wings spread out wide, just sort of keeping it in. You notice it's like not even really flapping its wings. It's just sort of hovering, and those wings are just sort of moving in small motions. It's not nearly enough to keep something this big afloat. And it speaks to your minds in all of your home native languages. It says,
01111 01110 111.
yeah, exactly. You're getting it in binary. But it says, I have something I'd like to show you, Force Grey. Why don't you carry on to the island and see what we've been up to? I'm sure you'll be most interested. And it dives straight down into the water using its dash, disappearing beneath the surface of the water, and using the rest of its movement, you can see a shadow just moving off into the distance.
I presume it took the thunder damage from the booming blade and just ignored it.
Yes, it will take the thunder damage for sure.
Okay.
That was already included in that total as well, so. Yeah.
I have a range of,
Yeah.
I have a range of 320 feet with my longbow. Can I take a shot?
You got range
I
of
mean, yes,
600
it
with your longbow.
is.
Was that
It
600?
is heavily
600 of a
obscured.
longbow.
Yeah, 600. Yeah, absolutely. It is heavily obscured, so
Okay.
blocks vision
Well,
entirely.
So I
But
have.
it'd be disadvantage on the shot, but
Okay, so it would be advantage because of elven accuracy.
yes.
And then it would be advantage because of my assassinate, because I'm higher than it in the turn order.
Very cool. Awesome. And
So,
yeah, against just one
I'll take
disadvantage, so you definitely still have
shot.
advantage on that.
That was a 32 minus 3. So I can sneak. That will be 42, 52, 62 points of damage.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, you kind of line
Right
the
up the
shot
arse.
up carefully, following
Yeah.
the back of the center mass of this dragon. Let loose. The arrow disappears below the water, and just a few moments later, you see that shadow beneath just sort of jerk as if it's been hit by something. And yeah, you're pretty sure your arrow hit its mark.
Nice. Yes.
right up Main Street.
It is going to continue its movement out of sight. You're certainly welcome to pursue it on its current trajectory if you'd like, or not. It's up to you. What would you like to do?
I love a good murder. Shall we pursue?
I think we need the rest of our comrades to remove these tadpoles from their bodies.
I kept one.
They're keeping all of them, which I do not believe is viable.
It's called pox. Well, I suppose it's gone now.
It will be back.
Very well.
So what can we do about these tadpoles?
Don't eat them.
Please don't eat them.
I'd
You're certainly,
scrape them off with a blade or something.
with the exception of
Me.
Reed and Auric, the tadpoles are still kind of surface area enough that they can be removed. You can see in Reed and Auric, though, in little spaces between armor, or like Auric particularly is like kind of bleeding from the ear at this point, and like some of these have made it inside, but you can certainly deal with the ones that are still outside.
We got rid of the remainder.
Auric, Shroud will pull out his dagger. Would you like me to fetch them out of you?
Oh, I'm quite good for now.
I'm quite skilled at extraction.
It's not that I doubt you can't get them out. It's more what they're holding on to, I'd be afraid of.
So I will remove those too, should they be corrupted.
Fire away. I've not much to lose.
Very well. First time I've performed surgery on 100 feet above the ocean on a griffin.
Quite
But I'll give it a go. So where did it go in?
So we've got on Auric, there's like that obvious wound in the ear. And then there are, many tails and tentacles and like big fat pieces of tadpole head just kind of sticking out of the skin on like little spaces in the armor and the arms, and you can see a couple on the neck. And Reed is very much the same situation. You can see that there's like some sort of bleeding going on from the mouth, and like there's probably a wound in there, but also all over the body.
Can I make a medicine check to try and remove these or something? Is there any way, or
Yes.
is there okay, so there's a mechanic.
There is.
Hold still. This will hurt a lot. And he'll just ram the dagger into his ear and just try and scoop it out.
While that's happening, can I bant forward to my homunculus, and they will do cure wounds as this is happening, just to try to offset some of the additional damage that's coming from Shroud.
All right.
Shroud will look over to your Zvi, is it?
Yes.
Very efficient. Keep them alive longer. Prolongs the pain. And he'll fish it out with the dagger. And here comes the medicine check. Praying for a low number here. It's a 19.
That's 19. All right. Can you also roll me your dagger damage, please?
Sure.
It's no sneak, is it coming?
You won't hear the next one coming though.
Huh?
Given what's happened to your, sorry, I rolled to hit. That's 6 piercing plus 37. If we include the sneak, that's got force in it as well. So let's not. So it's 6.
All right.
But you're going to get 15 back of healing while that's happening.
Okay. And Auric, what follows is a very, very painful and uncomfortable experience. This dagger is like digging around after this tadpole, and there at the same time you feel like the wounds start to like close up around the dagger, and then Shroud kind of nudges the dagger again, and like that recently healed piece of skin like cuts open again. He's at it for like quite a while actually, and Shroud, you kind of maybe lose a little bit of heart here, like as far as getting this thing out. It seems that it's gone beyond where your dagger can reach.
Would I have noticed that as he started to think? Oh, sorry, I did have a flash of genius I could add to that. I didn't know. It's an ability
I
check.
would say sure. Yeah.
In that case, that would make it then a 25, not a 19.
I correct myself, Shroud. You pull your dagger out and like skewer it on the tip of it.
I should call that more.
Tadpole about yay big. about as wide as like a thick sausage, and
Oh,
kind of tapering
they're
down
that big.
to just a point. Yeah, they're quite large.
Isn't it beautiful? Would you like to keep it?
Oh, it reminds me of my ex-wife.
Did you murder her?
No,
All right.
bitch still lives.
I'm available if you wish to hire me.
Of course not.
Murder's my specialty.
That's hers too. She murdered my bank account.
I see.
Um,
Anyway, here. Shall I cast it into the sea?
Just burn it.
Yeah, well, I don't. Here you go. I do not have fire magic. There you go.
I can just start firebolting it until the point where it's not there.
Yeah. It takes one. It kind of goes out with a pathetic squeal and a little as like the whole body burns and kind of shrivels up, and it actually like kind of smells surprisingly tasty.
Love farting food.
Shroud will fly back.
You're welcome, by the way.
Oh, yes, thank you. Reed, would you like an extraction procedure done?
Sure, go ahead.
Shroud, you?
Is that me again?
Yes, you're quite talented.
All right.
This is the best day ever. Where is it, Reed? Okay. All right, Reed, I'm ready. This is going to hurt.
Okay.
Can I offer him some help by telling him to go left at the eardrum instead of right?
Yes.
I'm just faster geniusing that now. I'm just not even going to wait to see what the answer is. That's just
It's going to say I'll take the 16, but all right.
22 seems a
what
far
is
more logical figure. I'll put it back in chat.
Does it hurt yet?
Not yet.
There we go. Such
Add your
a nice
intelligence mod to the roll. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right. 2 for 2.
burning through that veins.
Here's some
In
damage
any
for
book
you.
you might have read.
And
That
20
talks
points of
about-
healing back, Reed.
Very good.
Shroud looks at his dagger really, really disappointed. He's just rammed it in. And it's just even, he's healed more than the damage he's done.
It's like never failed me before.
The friend
Is
he
it
would say
broken?
this.
I believe you have one opportunity more on Jam in order to see what your dagger can do.
Very well.
After
Was that
after
successful?
dealing
Or?
with it.
No.
Yes, it was. It was. Sorry, I very quickly kind of said 2 for 2 there, but yeah. In any kind of like book that you might have read concerning mind flayers, never have you heard of a tadpole extraction done with a dagger, and this was surprisingly effective. People need to know about this. You know,
It's the fact we're on
write
Griffins. It's because we're on Griffins. That's the bit that most people are missing. That's the
I
important
shall
part.
write a
of this.
treatise when we return to Waterdeep. Very well.
Yes, removing the remainder of the tadpoles away from the rest of the party. Kind of carrying on, same trajectory. It doesn't take very long till you come across this island. It appears beyond the mist and sort of rough shapes at first, but as you get closer, you get a better idea of the shape of it. It's sort of triangular with one of the flat bases facing you as you're coming towards it. Central mountain, what looks like vast forest surrounding most of it, in the exception of one space where through the fog and the weather you can kind of make out a little town, little roofs and towers kind of jutting up kind of above smaller ones. And the fog here makes it much more difficult to kind of make out these smaller details, but you definitely clock 2 things. There's a small set of docks by the water on this town, and there are many humanoids, or at least what you assume to be humanoids, kind of milling about on those docks, loading what look to be 2 large pirate ships. Activity in the area, other than that, at least from the few hundred feet out that you currently are, seems pretty sparse, but then you kind of look up, and in the sky, above the town, you can make out a massive shape. Rounded at the back, kind of longer, tapering off towards the front where it seems like it ends at a point, and these thick, ropey, what look like tentacles just like falling 100 feet or more down towards the ground and kind of out in front of it. There's something there, something maybe alive. What do you do?
What? So is it the same shape as our dragon, or?
No, it is not. It's not dragon shaped, and honestly, you're not really sure what kind of shape it is through the mist, but whatever it is, it's large, and it is holding stationary in the sky over this town.
Shall we introduce ourselves to the peasants below?
As experienced adventurers like we are, would we be aware of the ecosystem of a mind flayer? How they reproduce and spread?
I think more to the point, you were probably briefed a little bit on what to expect. If at any point for the rest of the session, if you need to see if you can recall something from the briefing, please let me know, and we can make a check and see what was discussed. But yeah, at least a basic rundown of the ecology and kind of monsters that they make subservient to them, and yeah, for sure.
Shroud, I'm not exactly sure of your experience with these creatures, but if those people down there are loading those ships, we cannot let those ships or people leave this isle.
Slaughter it is, then.
I would have put it slightly differently, but most likely.
Elimination required.
Excellent. Allow me to lead the charge.
And he'll swoop down on his griffin, and he'll use prestidigitation to make his voice loud and booming. He'll say,
"Woe to you, peasants below! Thomas Grey has arrived. Your doom is at hand."
And he'll swoop down and take a shot at one of them with his bow.
All right, I love that.
This one here.
Give me a quick moment.
Not even to check. They actually are still human, but
He is human.
Means they'll die quicker.
So just coming straight in off the water. All right, we'll throw y'all here. Oh, that's why. Okay, I was like, where did that square come from?
No, it's a Zora.
Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. The tokens to go away, not shift down a little bit.
or the Zwei is still there. It's like, wait, what? Oh.
All right, we're gonna take one Zwei away here. There we go.
Zwei.
One Zwei. Two Zwei. Ha ha ha.
Shroud kind of cutting down, getting closer to the surface. You get to a point where you can see what that large shape in the sky is, and it is a massive vessel, half mechanical, half fleshy. You can see this soft glowing from the underside of it, kind of keeping it aloft, and those two tentacles, the two largest ones that are kind of roped down into the buildings below. You can see small creatures running up and down it, flying down towards the docks, ready to strike out at one of these, what you can now see to be sailors. This man clocks you as you swoop down on your griffin and threaten his life, and he's holding like a basket of fruit, and he drops it and he puts his hands up in the air and says, "No, please don't!" What do you do?
Too late.
No?
She's just going to send a message, really. He's going to go... I should uncheck sneak attack because I don't have it. We haven't rolled initiative, so I will do sharpshooter and bursting arrow with Kageyumi. Here we go. What's 28 minus 3 is 25.
Yeah, it's gonna hit this villager for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Well, he got the okay from the paladin, so his main his raison d'etre is to murder people. That's what he does.
Sure.
Yeah,
he
so that's
loves it. He
19
just truly
points
does.
of damage. Sorry, 10 for sharpshooter, plus 2d6 for the bursting arrow, 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 13 force is 34.
Yeah, what does your kill shot on this villager look like?
Yeah, like as he raises his hands and opens his mouth to plead for mercy or clemency, the bursting arrow enters his mouth and his head explodes like scanners.
Oh. And as that happens, the head explodes, the body falls over, and in just kind of like the base of the skull, you see what initially looks like a piece of this man's brain start to quiver and move and step out of the skull, and you realize you're looking at an intellect devour as it kind of shakes itself off from all the inner head juice and kind of not looks around because there's not any eyes, but kind of directs its body in your direction as it's sensing your presence.
He's nice and high up away from that thing, so he'll use his bonus action dash and put some distance. But he will use his extra attack feature because he is level 7 fighter, and he'll take a shot at the intellect power if he can.
All right.
Same thing again. 25 again.
Yep.
35 points of damage on that. Again with the
35. Very nice.
The bursting arrow.
35, and that should be enough. Yes, that is enough. Yeah, as you kind of move back and fire this shot, you see that intellect devourer start to turn around and run the other way, but lining up your shot expertly once again. You just right in the base of the brain stem. This thing just instantly falls flat, limp, unmoving, dead.
Turn to Zvi, who's close. Do for the price of one. What?
Good shooting.
Yes.
And now you can hear the sound of panicked screams coming from those docks as the people on the docks very quickly start moving back and forth from the warehouses, piling on boxes and barrels as quickly as they can and preparing to tie off and get out of here.
We've been given the okay to engage, though, haven't we?
Destroy the ships.
Yep, that's. Yep.
cannot leave.
Zvi is flying close enough to get within. What's the range on that? Because I don't use the spell very often, though I should. Oh no, I'm 150 feet. That's fine. Little small red shoots down towards this nice central mass over here. As the fireball explodes outwards. And I think I can get 5 or 6 of them plus the boat.
Yes, that looks right to me too.
Somewhere in that area I've been measuring for a bit, but somewhere in this sort of area, the fireball will land.
All right. Okay. Roll me your damage for your fireball.
Oh, go on then. That's a 24. That should be a 22 dex save, not a 20. I don't know why that's done.
Oh, I misclick. Ignore that.
Only one of them is going to make that. Even so, that fireball goes off, and you hear just people screaming in fiery, burny pain, the dock blowing apart, a hole blowing open in the side of that ship. The hole that you've kind of blown in the one side of the ship is like sort of just low enough where it's starting to take on water, and you see that boat starting to tilt towards the back. We've
What's the flight
chosen
speed of a
violence.
griffin? Sorry,
80 feet.
80 feet. Thank you. So I would have got to there-ish. Okay.
I think as the screams start to fill the air, Oric will shout out, "Do not let the sounds you hear dishearten you. They were dead before the fire came."
They are wonderful.
Look at that other boat with them all just lined up in a row. Ooh.
I know, right? Ripe for a lightning bolt.
I was going to cycle.
Alright.
I think another fireball would be lovely. You're right. Maybe I could circle round.
I am at this
Options.
point, since we're going all out on this, we're just gonna go ahead and roll initiative now and get into it.
Shroud gets the +6.
So Shroud, it gets a 19.
Good. What? Oh, I'll get
Correct.
the natural one out of the way
5.
now before.
Even have the alert feed. I still rolled fucking 3.
I'm not even sure.
Dan is getting a 27, Sly gets 14.2.
I
Shroud
go.
should be. What'd you get there?
Reed gets 6.
6. All right. Whoa, what is going on here? Oh, I've got 2 sets of initiative order. That's weird. I'm going to need a moment to parse this out. In fact, why don't we actually take our break here? We'll take a quick 5-10. I'll parse out my initiative issue here, and we'll jump into the last half of this.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Deadly.
Is the 5?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the second half of the Illithid Menace, a Force Grey story. For those of us just joining in, our team, this band of Force Grey has made it across the ocean from Waterdeep to this island that allegedly had, and in fact did, have a Mind Flayer colony starting to open up on it. On the way in, they were attacked by a dragon with a strange tadpole brine breath weapon, which they eventually drove off, and to be continued on that. And Force Grey made their way to the village of Normont, this sort of coastal island village where it seemed pretty deserted except for a large group of people loading in some ships with some barrels and some large boxes, which we immediately didn't like, and Force Grey sprung into action. Shroud killed one sailor right off the top, and when it died, out of the remains of what was left of the head, an intellect devourer came out, and that was pretty much okay, the gloves are off, and now we are assaulting the city. We have rolled initiative, and we are going to start combat.
I can only see me in the turn order though.
Yeah,
I
me too.
I see you right beneath Orek.
No, I can only see. Maybe if I close it and open it again. I can't close it.
Maybe if I give you another turn in initiative, can you?
Can anyone else see?
I can only see Dave.
Just you. But just to defend our actions here on the beach, Force Grey aren't the investigators, we're the cleanup crew.
Okay, can we all see Orek now?
Yeah, now I can see Orek, yeah.
Okay, so I am going to quickly do that for all of you.
No worries.
But,
I know the DM said it was, it was deserted, but it will, it soon will be deserted. Who's the guest star behind you? Craig.
Oh, this is Lou.
Oh my God, look.
That's Lou. He's my Great Dane. He actually really enjoys coming in and listening to D&D sessions for whatever reason.
Early in the stream, I was going to say there was a mimic behind you because it looked like your couch was moving.
Uwu XVX wants to know, are we able to reverse bless with our points yet? No, you can just give them to the DM though if you wish. So
10,000 points for the bang.
All right, so I've replaced you. Jamboree, can you see yourself?
27, I can't.
Okay, no problem. I will fix that. And then I think just Y after that I have to throw in, yeah?
Yeah. 40.
Okay.
And the 10,000 intellect of hours.
Funny you mentioned that. Okay, there's Y. And you said a 14?
Yep. That was a natural one on my initiative for that. Get it out. Right. Get it out of the way.
Oh, 1 for a 40. Jesus Christ.
I rolled a 3 for a 19. It's pathetic.
Do you know what the worst bit was? That means I rolled double ones as well because I rolled initiative.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine's 27.
At the top of the order, as that fireball goes off, that ship starts to sink, the docks are falling apart, and bodies are starting to float in the water. This big, bassy, droning, booming noise comes out of the craft floating above the city, loud enough to rattle your eardrums from even the distance that you are, seemingly alerting the city to what's happening. Jamboree, you're at the top of the order.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna fly my griffin 80 feet to this point here. I had it pre-measured, but it's right there, so it's 30 feet of each of these fine fellows that I am with, or fine people that I am with, and I'm going to cast my Fey Touched Bless. So on the 3 of them, so they're all blessed.
Love that.
And that comes into comes in the way of Terrence, my sprite familiar, sprinting around on thin air and taking a handful of fairy dust and firing it in their face, while he says, "All the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust."
Disgusting days.
Thanks, I hate it.
And that is my action to cast that, and just sword out, survey the battlefield from there.
So what does that give us? Just a bless, is it?
A bless, yeah.
Very nice. If that's all for you, we've got Auric next up.
What can Auric do? Has there been any movement from the big Cthulian horror in the sky?
Other than that very large droning noise it's made, it hasn't seemed to react at all. It hasn't moved. It's not like it's turning around to face you or anything like that. It is remaining in place above this residential neighborhood, it looks like.
Right. Well, Auric will move to his 80 feet with his griffin to over this dwelling as he surveys the battlefield and Griffin. He'll throw an eye to the sky and see if he can see an incoming horror, in case the dragon is in the area.
Above, you say?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
He's great.
Or
man.
investigation, I think, is the one. Investigation would be it.
Oh, he's absolutely amazing at these. Yep.
Shroud, you have a channel bless as well.
Thank you, Mark.
So that would be a big hefty 10.
Okay. Looking directly up and kind of surveying the sky above and kind of above the city as a whole, not really noticing any shapes or shadows moving across the top of it as of yet.
I'll end his turn.
All right. On initiative 20, the Nautiloid is going to take a lair action. A very large side panel, these like kind of sheets of metal on the side of this vessel, kind of slide back along the side facing you, Auric, and out of this compartment float 5 very large spherical creatures with a glazed over central eye. On the top of their head are 4 stalks that end in small, also glazed over totally white eyes. At the bottom, underneath the eye itself, are 4 long tentacles that drag down about 3 feet. And they begin to swarm around the party, taking their place in initiative. They are going to use their movement collectively as one, moving to get close to most of you. And they are all going to kind of like someone dealing cards. It's like an eye stalk, 1, 2, 3. And the third one to the left kind of bends forward, and they all fire identical beams at your griffins. I need all your griffins to make Constitution saving throws.
What's the Constitution save for a griffin? What have I got?
+3.
Is it our con save or?
No, it's theirs.
Okay, so I don't have a.
Yes, +3.
You should have
on
the
griffins.
roll 20 there.
Oh, sorry, yeah, just double click the things. Perfect. So plus
17 plus Vise.
Okay.
Might I argue for the fact that I was blessed while on top of a griffin?
I think if this eye ray was targeting you, that would apply, but it is targeting the
Okay.
griffins, so
Had to try.
yeah, I would be upset if you didn't.
Yeah. 10 for my
So yeah,
griffin.
what did I get? A 14.
This is
Okay,
fine.
yeah.
This is fine.
This is great. They've got that nice +0 to con.
I got an extra 1 for mine.
Oof.
You too, don't.
Okay. And so why you said you got a 17?
If I'm looking at my Griffin stats right, they get a +3 on con.
Yes.
Yeah,
so it'll be
I rolled a
+3 on
14.
all of these.
Oh, sorry.
If I
so,
don't
yeah.
think that's
I
enough,
got a 17,
I will
sorry.
Flash of Genius it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you should probably Flash Genius it.
I will Flash of Genius it then, so that makes that a 23 on mine.
All right. Is why this just like flash of green highlighted with orange energy fires out towards your griffin and the griffins of the
I
other
will
different
use the
people around
sword
you.
just to try to gesture it to move out the way. Just. I will do the barrel roll that we joked about earlier.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, barrel rolling out of the way of it. Just barely kind of grazing the griffin's talons as it's upside down and it kind of gets out of the way. You see the other 4 griffins all get struck with this, and they're stunned, and they're falling out of the sky. Shroud, you're up in the order. Your griffin is stunned and is taking it with you 100 feet down to the ground.
Okay, so the second that happens, whose griffin is still up?
Zwei's is the only one.
Okay, so I'm going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen, and I can magically teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see, and I'm going to land on top of Zwei's griffin, if that's all right. Whether he likes it or not, and he goes,
Hey, yep.
Taxi! and so I don't know. I think that's a bonus action.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah. So as his griffin goes down, he goes, yeah, he'll just look down and goes,
Don't worry, if you survive, I'll finish you off.
And then he will, suppose he will, yeah, he's got 19. These things are higher in the initiative order than him. Is this thing in the initiative order?
No, it is. It is going to act as a lair for all intents and purposes. So
can I attack it?
You can certainly attack it. It does have hit points in an armor class.
Okay, so Shroud will he will roll to hit. I mean, if it's not an initiative, I don't think I can. What, can I use my assassinate feature to get sneak
Yeah,
attack?
I don't think you're going to be able to assassinate this thing.
Okay, so
I love the thought you're trying to work out where to put the knife to kill it.
you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet. So will I get advantage?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on that.
That means I get sneak attack. Okay, so he's going to use Kageyumi, and he rolled to hit, but this time he's going to use his Ashen Shot. Twice per long rest, you may infuse an arrow with the Disintegrate spell. You cannot combine this with the Split Shot effect. So,
Okay.
and it shoots off, and the arrow elongates and becomes a dark, thick stream of shadow and misery as it just shoots through. So, I will get my sneak attack. Let me just double click that. And I'm using my bursting arrow as well. So here we go. Nice. So that is 38 and 7, 16, 54 points of damage. And then I don't know what the spell save DC is for this, but I do believe it's a dex save. I'm not sure a thing that big can.
I believe you're right. Yeah, it is a dexterity saving throw for sure. It is.
Give it whatever you want. I don't know what my spell. It doesn't say how to calculate the spell save DC.
Are you an arcane archer?
Yeah.
That side of it. It's proficiency plus intelligence mod. Plus 8.
Okay, so yeah, intelligence mod. Yeah, it's 2, so plus 8.
It's the 8 plus.
I got a 9
plus
on
prof,
the dex
plus.
save.
Okay, 8 Plus 2 is 10. Plus a 16 is spell save DC. Thanks for that, Tom. Because I would not have known how to do it. So let me just pull up Disintegrate. And let's see what happens.
All sorts of fun, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this
yeah.
will be 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
10d6 plus 40. Yep.
Plus 40, yeah. Okay, so slash roll.
And it's got a damage threshold of 15.
10d6
So
plus-
remove 15 from your total.
Okay. That's 74, so 59 points of damage, am I right?
Yes.
59 points of
Ooh.
damage as the arrow elongates and just becomes this beam of black and grey force energy.
Where does it strike?
Oh, that lovely looking arse of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it
Spirals
yeah,
just as the target
strikes.
site.
yeah. It looks too much like a wasp or a bee for my liking, and I hate both creatures
For sure.
intensely. So, yeah.
And yeah, that beam strikes the side of that sort of back spiral shell-like area, and it totally disintegrates like the wall on that side. And you see like a couple of like vaguely purple-skinned humanoids kind of like look out the hole that's just been made and kind of shuffle up out of view. You have blown a hole in this thing, though.
Yeah, he goes, greetings from Force Grey. And he'll kind of look over towards Oric and goes, point of order, Oric. Might we afterwards rename ourselves Force Black? Seems more appropriate and inspire more terror. And he will take his second attack, which is no sneak attack this time, and it's just again with Kageyumi, which will be that. That is a 20 minus 3 is 17 to hit the ship.
17 will hit the ship. For sure it will.
So we've got 14 and 5 is 19, 28 points of damage.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, surprisingly like large area of effect on that. Like it strikes kind of right where the water meets the hull, and kind of the just impact of it kind of just blows in a section, and you see like a few barrels and chests start to like stream out into the water. And then strangely, like the tops of those boxes and barrels coming off, and small pink creatures just flowing out of it, swimming their way to shore.
Are they tadpoles? Or
They appear to be intellect devourers.
Okay, well, Shroud would like to action surge, and let's do this all over again.
Okay.
So he'll action surge, and he's going to do his second ashen shot, another disintegrate at the ship.
Okay.
Oh God, what have I done? Here we go. That's a 30 to hit with the ashen shot.
For sure.
This,
yeah.
No, he's firing against this thing here, not the ships down here. Just in case.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Just so we know.
No. Thank you for
Cool.
making sure I knew. Yeah. Go ahead. That'll
that
definitely
was
hit.
what the last shot was with the disintegrate was this thing here. Cool.
Mhm.
So he'll go again. So the damage will be no sneak attack, obviously. So 27, 40 points of damage plus 10d6 plus 40.
Damn.
$72 against the non. Whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah. This time when it strikes, it blows out that whole front section, and as it does, you see like arcing lightning and like fluid spraying out and like smoke, as if like a fire has been started in there. It seems like you've hit something important. That droning noise gets faster and more repetitive, almost like an emergency signal, as you see this thing starting to not lose altitude, but like it is like shaking with the effort of keeping itself up in the air.
So he's taken action surge for the first attack. He still gets a second attack, which is extra attack. So here comes a normal attack against the ship again. 26, 23 to hit.
Yes.
And that's another 25 points of damage. And he will roar into the wind.
Tremble and remember the name Orange.
Just in case any of them survive and come to get us.
I love that. Okay.
That is all.
At the end of your turn, the ship is going to take a legendary action. And it is going
Thanks
to
for the gifted
release
subs, Xanthia.
a cluster of mind flayers, which levitate out and start to spread out, moving to intercept the party.
I think I may have angered them.
And that's where they'll end up. Perfectly within 60 feet of everyone. And they are going to, in unison, use their Mind Blast ability. And I need all of our PCs to make intelligence saving throws, please.
Does
Not near enough to the paladin.
Where am I? Where's the paladin? Oh, he's fucking.
No,
miles
we're
away.
not.
Shit.
Yeah.
would
do
this count
Bless,
as
don't
a would this count as a spell or magical effect?
It is definitely a magical effect. It is psionics, for sure.
Okay, 1 second.
Intelligence, you said.
Got a 12. Everything's going to be fine.
37.
Wow.
I'll just say throw. Hang on.
I mean, there's anything in my list of things that I'm making.
23.
23.
Oh no, I've not played
24.
song. Sorry, my apologies. That's only a 31.
Only a 31, you say?
Only a 31. I have not played singing yet.
All right. Good news. Well, for most of you. Shroud, you are hit with this Mind Blast. It's full strength, just rocketing against your brain and face. You're like blown back with the actual force of it, and you can't control anything. Your body goes limp and you fall, and the water.
Oh,
is
crap,
beginning
'cause I've
to
used a
rush up
reaction.
towards you.
Damn it!
Sure. Let's go with. I want to call it an athletics check. Yeah, for sure.
What's this? Shrouded to make an athletics check.
No, that'll be for Zwei
Oh, sorry.
against Shroud's armor class.
Yeah, I definitely can't cast a spell. This is going to go poorly. I do not have advantage on this. Bless doesn't affect. Good. That's an 8.
Armor classes.
Bye.
Now, my armor class is 22, but it doesn't matter. I was going to argue that maybe I'm stunned. I don't have the dexterity part of that, but it won't make a difference. So anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough. Sorry, Shroud. Yeah, no, they just like slips. It's like one of those, like the fingertips touch and he just slips, falls. Zwei, you're looking around. The griffins are falling. Shroud is falling. Everyone's falling, and oh boy, things looked a lot better a minute ago. Zwei, it is your turn.
Okay. So, am I presuming then that... Oh, he's fallen. That's fine. He's gone. Okay. I wanted to go and blow up that other ship before. So technically, we haven't seen this because this hasn't happened because that ship was never attacked, was it?
Yes, the other ship has not been attacked yet.
Okay. I still do want to go and blow it up because that was still my plan from earlier. So, DM question. Let me just check for a spell.
Yes.
No, that's great. That works. So, I will cast at 5th level. Ashhardalon's Stride.
Oh.
Which means I don't provoke opportunity attacks anymore. So I will. I'm going to move the Griffin to there. I will command it to go and pick up Shroud, and then I'm going to put my hand into my bag of holding, and I'm going to jump off. And when I get within 20 foot of the ground, I pull out the feather token in the bag of holding, and I land gracefully on the ground.
I love that.
And the Griffin will carry on that way. I now have 50 feet of. I now have 55 feet of movement.
Okay.
So I will get to this gentleman, and he will take 1d6 fire damage as soon as I arrive.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I thought that would be nice and just, hello, I see you running away. Would you mind awfully? He takes 4 fire damage as I arrive. The Griffin is diving back underneath these two to go to wherever Shroud's landed in the water.
It's certainly got the movement to get there.
And that will probably be my turn, because using the putting the Feather token out would have been my use in action. So I think that's me on this one.
Okay, excellent.
How damaged does this villager sailor look from that 4 points of heat damage?
Like, you know,
Not very much.
it's a pretty bad burn along the side of the body, but like, you know, certainly alive.
Yeah, that's fine. And I obviously have no idea there's intellect aroused in that ship, but we are here and there. Cool. That's me.
All right. Reed, you and your Griffin have been stunned. You each fall 60 feet this turn.
Okay.
And I need a con save from both of you as you get about 40 feet off the water.
Sorry, Craig, my mistake. That should have been 6 points damage, because it's 2d6 at this level.
Oh, okay, no problem.
My apologies.
No, don't worry.
Okay, I got a 16, and the Griffin gets, let me see, hang on. The Griffin gets a 22, I get a 16.
Very nice. Okay, yeah. And as you kind of hit that 40-foot elevation above the water, suddenly, like, from this stunned condition you have, you feel the Griffin is sort of moving below you, and it like flares out its wings to slow its descent. It seems to have regained control, and in fact, even like the jostling of it, maybe that's it. Maybe you've just kind of pushed through, but in fact, you yourself have cleared the stun condition. On your next turn, you'll be able to act as normal. But yeah, that save is at the end of that turn. Okay. Up next, we have the Intellect Devourers. The one over here, all by his lonesome. He's going to start making his way to shore.
Oh, he was there. Damn it.
As are these 9.
Would we? But that
see...
ship wasn't attacked. Were they already in the water coming through? Were they?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes. And in fact, I meant to have a couple more back here.
Right.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
Are they all kind of doing a doggy paddle?
Yeah, they're all kind of.
I'll get the brain
like
wet
they're not
as they're driving through.
They're all on surfboards. And yeah, they swarm Zwei in pretty short notice. This is why, unfortunately, I am going to need 9 intelligence saving throws from you.
Oh.
Excellent.
Miss Jawbreaker has just asked us to remind you that you have a bless, Craig.
Oh, thank you.
Granted by her. An Arctic Trooper says brainwave. Very good.
This counts as a magical effect, doesn't it? What they're doing to me.
It is certainly a magical effect.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh my god!
Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh!
Bring it! Bring it!
Wow! Oh, look at you got
I
a 40.
Gotta take a picture of that, man.
That's so fun.
That is
yeah,
insane.
that beats all of it. Okay, so you're not. Don't take any psychic damage.
This is why he's
No
just
other
standing there.
nastiness. Yeah, they're all just like
It all
launching
clears,
these, like,
and the
crackling
bob's not
waves
even
at you.
touched. Still perfect.
and they a couple of them like maybe even like take a step back, like never seen that happen before. And that's their turn. Back up at the top of the order with Jamboree.
Cool. Seeing that his griffin is incapacitated, he is going to misty step to the top of the what are we calling the creatures that are not
Targets.
They're mind witnesses.
mind witnesses. So he's going to misty step onto the top of one of them.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting.
Please grapple it and turn it into your ride. Please steer it. Put some daggers in it so you can turn the thing.
He's not going to do that. He's gonna booming blade, Vorpal sword it. Let's see if it hits. It's a 32 hit.
Almost certainly. Yes, it does.
How did you get a 34 for initiative? That is insane.
Oh, no, it was 29.
Oh. Still. Oh,
Yeah.
It was just 29.
Close at all.
So slashing damage 1d6 plus 9 plus the booming blade. Come on, push the button. Oh, sorry, should be the first one of those. There was a bit of a delay, and then the sneak attack on top of that as well.
Yeah.
All of the dice. Oh, sorry, ignore whatever comes next because the sneak attack auto calculates. So ignore the 34. So that is 45. So 55 points of damage.
All right. What does that killing blow look like?
So it's kind of like a green glitter as he appears on top of it. Vorpal's sword, Vorpal's scimitar in his hand, and it's almost like one of these kind of swinging cuts around him, and he cuts off every single eye stalk, and then swings down below him and cuts it in half behind his back, and he starts to fall with it. But we'll sort that problem out in a minute.
I love
Talk,
that.
says the croc.
So your griffin continues to fall. Once it gets about 40 feet off the ground, I need a con save from it.
Yeah, so D20 plus 3, so no. 8.
Okay. Not this turn.
This turn.
Okay. And you are not stunned, so we don't need to worry about that.
That's me.
That's you. All right. Auric the stunned. Both you and your griffin fall 60 feet this turn.
Is Auric stunned or just the griffin?
I believe, let me scroll back up, but I believe it was Auric as well.
I thought it was just, if it is, it is.
No, you're right. It's just the griffin. My bad.
Yeah. No, God, just what I said I'd ask.
No, thank you for double checking me on that. Because that's a very different turn. Your griffin is going to fall. However, you have full control of your faculties as you're falling towards this city.
How
There are
high
mind
off the ground
flayers
are
and
we?
mind witnesses. You are very quickly approaching 40 feet off the ground.
How far away am I from the closest Mind Flayer or Sky Squid?
The Sky Squid, I love that. There is one of the Sky Squids, like pretty close, right here, just about 10 feet away. This Mind Flayer is like ascending and is about 20 feet away, but like 10 feet down at this point. So 30 feet.
I've got 60 feet.
Give or
That's
take.
grand. Right, Auric, well aware that his griffin's going down like a Spitfire, is going to pull the potion from his belt, pop the cork and down it, and that'll be a potion of speed. So he now has
Nice.
haste on him for 10 rounds with no concentration.
Wow.
And as the last drop leans on his beard, he'll look to the sky and he'll say, "I am an embodiment of the divine!"
Yeah,
Activating
you are.
his mortal bulwark, his level 20 paladin ability, and he is going to throw his dwarven thrower at the closest mind flayer with advantage because it's an aberration, I believe.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see if he can hit it. And he's a sharpshooter, so he has 60-foot range on his dwarven thrower. That's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
All right, that's 12 points of damage. Can I have a charisma saving throw, please?
Oh, it would be my utmost pleasure.
Yes.
And then it's a +6.
Oh, that's a decent chance.
What? Oh.
25.
Son of a bitch. Never mind.
Get
22
second
and
chance
you
on
are
him.
fucking gone. And the 22 on aberration gets sent back to its plane of existence, original plane.
That's so cool.
That is
Oh, that's so
fucking
cool.
Awesome.
Just send him right back to the far realm. I love that.
So that was this mind flayer, was it?
Yes.
All right, just take note of that because he's immune for 24 hours. And that will end his turn. But as a reference, I have true sight for 120 feet in case there are any invisible anythings in the area.
Very cool. Okay.
I'd love to
Yeah,
have seen
she's
that
up to
guy sent
120.
back to the far realm, like, and his bosses.
Is there
there.
not someone else in range you can throw for your second attack action?
It was a single hasted attack because the
Oh,
action
yeah,
was
sorry.
to drink.
The action was to do the
Oh,
Fair
his AC
enough.
goes up. And that will end his turn. Oh, do you want to
Oh.
say for the plummeting griffin?
Yes, I need a con save.
Okay, move turn order. Yeah, that's a 10.
Oof. All right. 40 feet off the ground, no sign of stopping. Shroud.
Yeah.
Oh.
So is he not stunned anymore, or is he still stunned?
Oh yeah, both your griffin and you are stunned. Your
Bear
griffin
in
is
mind that the
significantly
griffin
closer to
that's
water.
by him is not his griffin.
No, that is your
by-
griffin, but Shroud's
Yeah.
griffin itself is stunned.
Yeah, that was stunned first when Shroud made it, so that would be maybe, I think, closer to the ground than he was.
Yeah, it's about
So-
40 feet off the water right now. It's gonna
Yeah.
hit this turn.
How long is Shroud stunned for?
I believe it is until. Yeah, it's a minute or until you can make the save at the end of your turn.
Oh, I guess I'll make the save at the end of my turn. If that's all right.
Right.
Okay, so it's another con save, is it? Or intelligence save?
Yes, that'll be an intelligence save because it was the Flayer and not the Mind Witness. The Mind Witness runs con.
It's a 25.
Definitely does it. At the end of this turn, you kind of come back to your senses. That just kind of like full body pins and needles kind of goes away.
Yeah.
Kind of get back up and like you're on a griffin. This one looks a little smaller than the one you were on before, but
I
safe.
think that's racist. It's against constructs. Give us the small griffins.
And he just looks down and the sea is much closer than it was. Strange.
And as you say that, your griffin hits the water, taking 31 points of bludgeoning damage. And it needs to make that con save again.
Okay. What's the con save for?
Yeah, it's
So it
going
get
to
unstunned
be-
and not start to
14.
drown.
Yeah, 14. Still just shy. Yeah, that griffin hits the water. There's like a very loud, like belly flop slap as its whole side of the body hits. Kind of goes beneath for a moment and then like floats back up, like still breathing, still like obviously alive, but just like near paralyzed in the water.
Shroud will point down at it and goes,
Your injuries are your reward for your incompetence.
climb his way back up on his new griffin.
I liked this griffin better anyway.
That's all he's got.
My mind witness has disappeared from the turn order. They should have gone first. They'll go now. The mind witnesses spring into action after watching that griffin hit the water. And they are going to start ganging up. One flies over to Reed. Those two griffins are good to just fall. So this one's going to square up with Shroud, kind of floating eye height. This one with Auric. That one is dead. Oh, Auric, you get 2. Yay! Okay. And these mind witnesses kind of all as one move into these positions where they can attack. A purplish pink ringed beam fires out of one of the mind witnesses' eyes into Reed's body. Reed, I need a strength saving throw from you. As both of the other mind witnesses actually, all 3 rather, do the same. So 2 strength saving throws from Auric, 1 from Shroud, please.
Strength saving throw.
Yes.
25 and a 28.
I have -1 on these. That's 2.
Okay.
If we're -1 to get 2, that's impressive.
Well, yeah, because I had the 1 from the bless.
I got
Ah,
14
yes.
total.
14.
Thank God for that bless.
Thank God for that bless. Okay. All right. Auric and Reed, you're feeling pretty okay. Shroud, on the other hand, you feel almost an invisible hand wrap around you as you are lifted bodily off the griffin and thrown 30 feet away. And this thing lets go of its grip and you're falling again. That's its turn.
Should have brought those weak
yeah,
boots,
one-
Shroud.
Yeah. The Mind Flayers are going to go next, which I'm sure you're all very happy about. One of them glides, 2 of them glide across to where Jamboree is. One of them sort of moves up along the shore to provide a little bit of, backline support. 2 flayers float in towards Auric, and the last one. Yeah, it's gonna position itself there by this plummeting griffin. And the 2 near Auric are both going to make tentacle attacks. So we got 1, 2. I had a 15 and 23.
Miss.
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 Love that for you. That feels great. 2 coming in on Jamboree 2. These 2 Illithids kind of just like crowd you as you're falling, and they're both just the mouths open up and they're trying to like wrap around your head with these tentacles. 1, 2, and an 11 and a 7. Neither is gonna hit, I bet.
Nope.
And then the remaining 3. Yeah. Remaining 3 are going to cast telekinesis. And they're going to... One is going to try and grab onto Oryx Griffin specifically. One of them is going to try and grab Jamboree like mid-air as they're falling, holding them in place for their colony mates. And the last one is going to try and do the same to Reed's Griffin. I need Reed and Oryx Griffins to give me strength checks contested by their spell casting ability.
Is there any sort of penalty for being stunned?
I believe probably. Let's see, strength. Does it give, or is it automatically? Yeah, automatically fail strength saving throw. So, unfortunately, Auric, your Griffin just fails. But I do need a save from Reed's Griffin and one from Jamboree.
And just for clarity, is this a magical effect?
Yes, it is a telekinesis spell.
Okay, so I get advantage on that from the Spellguard shield.
18 total.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
Their spellcasting mod is +5.
Yep.
All right, Reed, your Griffin's in the clear. What about Jamboree there?
A 5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. I mean, they might roll a 1. Let's see. No. Okay. Yeah, Jamboree, as you're like falling, the ground is getting even closer, and these flares are starting to crowd around you, and all of a sudden it's like just landed, like you've landed on a giant invisible pillow that's just holding you aloft. But then you realize this pillow also has arms that's holding your arms back and holding your legs back, and basically just laying you out like a surgery table in front of these two flares. That's their turn. Zwei, you're up next with Reed on deck.
Oh, so I'm going to take the attack action, and because I can swap out a cantrip for one of my attacks, I am going to use Sword Burst. And I believe I have 4 enemies right next to me.
Yeah, 4 within range of Sword Burst for sure.
Lovely. So let's start with them. So can I have a Dexterity save DC 22, please, from them?
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3.
I declare
For
a
the
fumble.
intellect devours, that's a nat 1 and nat 1 and a 7. So the intellect devours take it for sure.
They will
And
take
this-
12 force. Or anyone who fails to take 12 force.
And the sailor got a nat 20 for a 21.
Cool.
But still not enough. So
Yeah, so that's 12 force damage to them.
which does kill this sailor. And those blades slash out and carve pretty decent wounds across the bodies of those intellect devourers.
Lovely. I will then, second attack will just be the sword swipe against the most southern of that lot.
Gotcha.
For a 29 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit this brain for sure.
It takes 12 magic slashing damage.
Bringing it down kind of like right along the seam, just cleave it in twain, falls apart in 2 halves.
Lovely.
And
I
stops
will
moving.
move forward, so those 5 next to me will now take 5 points of fire damage.
Very nice.
And then because of my illusionist braces, and if I cast a cantrip on my turn, I can use the bonus action to recast it. So we'll redo Sword Burst.
Very cool.
Ba-ding. So that's another dex
And
save
we
for
need
those
dex
5,
saves.
please.
They've all got a +2. Even if they got a nat 20, they would barely get there. Yeah, so no, they all fail. They're going to take another 13 points, which brings this one down.
Lovely.
This one down. Whoa, not that.
Cool, so that's 5 to go to there.
The Nautiloid just was like, no, I'm out of here.
5 to there. Okay, so now Ashtalon Shard means you can't get opportunity attacks on me. So I've moved 5 to there, 10 to there to get those 3 for for another 5 points. 15,
Yes.
20, 25 to say hello to him.
I love that. Oh, that's so fun. Give me a moment. Put my nod light back where it was. There we go.
I like how that note
Okay.
keeps moving along. Yeah, so they've
Yeah.
all, so the three here have all taken, the bottom three of that group have all taken the 13 force damage. The top
Yes.
three have just taken the 5 fire damage. And my sailor friend here has also taken 5 fire damage for lingering where he shouldn't have done.
Yes, absolutely. A fate punished by worse. All right. Okay,
And
that extra
that's
fire
my
damage
turn.
is going to take anyone else. Ooh, nope. Okay, they're also going to be up by a thread. Cool.
That's my turn, thank you.
Okay. Reed, you're up next with a gang of intellect devourers up next.
Okay. How far below all the flying creatures am I right now?
Not far. Probably only about 30 feet below.
Okay. So I'll spend a key point if I can to first of all disengage, and then I will try and fly the griffin over to, let's say, this square here. So 60 feet of the 80 feet of movement,
Beautiful.
and then move and then fly an additional 20 feet up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll use my action to try and cast a Cone of Cold and try and catch, which I believe means I can catch. Hang on. This Mind
You can
Flyer,
catch a couple.
this Mind Flyer, and this Mind Flyer because it's a 60-foot cone. And
Yep, absolutely.
good. Okay, so can each of them make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes,
DC 17.
absolutely they can.
DC 17.
And they've all got bad con. All right, we got one nat 20 and then an 8, so 21, and then an 8 and a 5. The one in front of you, funnily enough, got the nat 20.
Gotcha. So for a total of 41 points of cold damage, or 20 if half.
Okay, so another 20 to you. You guys both take the fall. All right, yeah, that blast, like, it kind of like knocks them back in the air actually a little bit, like not in a huge way, but like after the cone of cold dissipates, you see like just huge chunks of like the breastplate on these mind flayers just like frozen together, and they don't really have like much of an impediment to their movement and all, but like you see like cuts made from like shards of ice, and you hurt the two in the back very much so. They do not look like they are doing very well.
Do they have to make concentration checks?
The one that is keeping telekinesis on Jamboree is this one right here.
Right.
Because it wasn't close enough to melee attack anyone. Okay. The 3 flares remain floating, but quite hurt. It shouldn't take much to finish them off now. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
No, that will be everything for my turn.
Okay. All right. The intellect devourers go next. These 3 are going to use their dash action to get over to the coast here. This one, not you. It's going to start running along the coast. And doesn't quite get close. Ooh, it'll get close enough to your griffin, actually. It is going to try and devour this griffin's intellect. I need Shroud's griffin to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Dave, you're still muted.
Zvi's Griffin, isn't it? You said
No, you're on Zwei's Griffin.
Yeah, so do you want to roll that, or will I?
No, you're on Zwei's Griffin. This is your Griffin.
Yeah, I need.
Oh,
I need
sorry,
yours in
sorry,
the water
sorry,
to
sorry,
make an
my bad,
intelligence
sorry.
save.
Yeah, cool. My bad, sorry. Did I have a plus to that? Double check. Yeah, I'm alt double clicking this.
Nope.
Nope.
Definitely not.
18.
-4 for Griffin's intelligence.
Really?
-4.
They have intelligence of 2.
Yes.
Yay.
That will be that's a 14, Craig.
That's a 14, you say?
Yes, sir.
I love that. So that actually makes the save for that ability. So it's going to avoid the damage. It's going to avoid that. And that's all that those boys can do on their turn. Back across the water. The remaining 6 intellect devourers continue to give chase of Zwei. They're all going to take 5 points or so of fire damage. Why don't you go ahead and roll a d6 for me?
Oh yeah, sorry. That's an 8 points of fire damage as they get into range.
Okay.
At least the ones within 5 foot of me.
Yes. Okay. There. And I've doubled up tokens here somehow, but that's fine. There we go. All right. And as these little pudgy brains on legs kind of dash through the water towards you, they get within range to try and use their Devour Intellect again on you. I need 6 intelligence saving throws, please.
Alrighty. I've lost my sheet. There's my sheet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Fucking hell!
Wow. Wow. That's so
Insane.
cool. Yeah, and you feel these like waves of psionic energy just like lashing out against you from like all angles, and like these things are doing their best to try and overwhelm and overcome you. But Zwei, they're just not on your level. You know, it's almost
it's just
easy.
that anime flick of the sword point down in the ground now.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Which brings us up to the top of the order. At the top of the order, the last of these sailors over here get on the ship and tie off, starting to make their way out of city. I need to move some clouds in order to make this happen, so give me a sec.
Class.
I like what you've done there with the clouds. That's awesome.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Everyone's on board. That ship has started to go.
I got it.
Hit full
Don't
speed
worry.
until the top. Jamboree, you're up next in the order.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk out my intended action here. You tell me if this is if it won't work, because I think it will. The intention is to misty step out of the telekinesis, because it's only a verbal. Misty step to this area here, still in contact with the two of them. Strike one with the Vorpal scimitar with booming blade, but without sneak attack, and then dagger the other with sneak attack, because I should have it then through fancy footwork or whatever the whatever that one-on-one sneak attack swashbuckler feat is. Does that track?
I believe it does. Yeah. So because you can misty step. You wouldn't misty step out of the telekinesis because it doesn't target like a location. It targets a creature.
Yeah.
So even if you were to move magically, it'd still be targeting you. Having said that, you could Misty Step and remain in the grip and make your attacks. You are restrained in this way, so
so I can
against
still attack.
Yes.
I can still attack
so
these
attack
two.
rolls against you will have advantage, and your
Great.
attacks will have disadvantage, but probably even that out with your
no.
swashbuckler
Look, in
stuff.
that case, ignore the Misty Step. If I'm not going to get out of the telekinesis with it, so I'm just going to Booming Blade, the one. Sorry, let me move myself back there. The one to the right of me gets the Vorpal Scimitar plus Booming
it does.
Blade. So let's just see, does it hit on a what's that? 31 to hit?
It is going to cast shield, but it's not enough.
Cool. So
Yeah, you just
1d9 plus
slice
A.
directly through this arcane barrier that it's tried to protect itself with.
Yeah, so it would be 13, ignore the 26 because I'm holding the sneak attack for the other one. But it would have the Booming Blade, so it'd be 13 plus... Give me 1 sec here now to come through. 13 plus 12. It's 25.
12, 29.
25,
Yeah,
yeah.
25. 25 points of damage. We'll kill this flare. What does that look like?
So fair enough. He's suspended in air. He slashes out wildly with his scimitar left hand, and then with his right, assuming the other one player doesn't see it, it's just plain dagger into the attempting to hit the other one. But essentially, what he's trying to do is just swing wildly with both because he knows the danger he's in. So dagger with the offhand. So hang on, I don't have offhand, but I do have the dagger there. So it would be, what's the 2-weapon fighting? So it's minus. It's without the proficiency bonus, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. You don't have any
It's
bonuses
just
to
the
your
just the
damage
dice roll if you don't have 2-weapon fighting.
Which I don't. So what's that?
For the dagger is a 1d4.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to push the button, but that's 12.
No worries.
It's 12 hit. Oh, hang on.
12.
Well, no, sorry, it was 12 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, the 12 is not going to do it.
But I do have a bless from chat.
You do, and it might make the difference.
No, 13.
Unfortunately not. Yeah, it kind of just slams against the very strong, firmly made armor that this mind player is wearing, and just kind of catches in a groove and doesn't quite find the opening you were looking for.
Yeah, that's that then. I think that's it for all I can do. That's action, bonus action. Can't move.
Before we move on, remind me, your griffin is stunned or no?
It is the one to my left, and it is still currently stunned.
Yes, so it is going to fall the remaining 40 feet, putting it at a full 100 feet fall. They're going to slam into the water, taking 41 points of bludgeoning, and then just sort of lay there still, kind of almost comatose, but eyes open and still definitely breathing, right beside its friend in the water. And then I need a con save to try and end the stun at the end of your turn.
Who's stunned? Oh, is it
The
still alive?
griffin.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got 10 hit points left, but it's still alive.
5 plus 3, 8.
Ooh, yeah. No dice. Remains stunned for the time being. Auric the Surrounded.
Auric the Surrounded. I believe Auric's griffin is currently held.
Yes, it's currently stunned and held in place by a telekinesis spell.
Excellent. Stable platform. Let's go.
I love that.
Like everyone's favorite Marvel Norse god, Auric is gonna smirk as this is what he lives for. And he's gonna look to the intellect of error, or not intellect of error, to the sky squid to his right. And I'm assuming it's an aberration.
Yes, it absolutely is.
So, eat thrower with advantage. That's a 32 to hit.
Yep.
So that's 21 points of damage. And can I get a charisma saving throw, please?
Yes, absolutely you can. Mind Witness.
His jaw
Just
breaker
hitting
goes
all
low
my
key.
saves. I don't know. This is a flat roll, so 19.
Yeah.
Disappears. Gone.
Yeah, this rift opens behind it, and you can see this just like black, starry space with these like silvery, colorful clouds drifting off in the background. And this tentacle just comes right up, wraps around it, rips this Mind Witness back into the far realms, and that rift closes behind it.
From whence you came, you shall remain.
You can just imagine their boss who sent them here. Alan, you're back early.
Dude, there was a
Was your
slight-
mission successful?
Well,
It must be
was
because you're
going
back early,
Funny
right?
story.
The boys have got it. I thought I'd come home early to prepare the party for them for successfully.
Now, let's see if we can't start a trend as he turns to his left as the hammer reappears in his hand, flings it at Sky Squid number 2. Once again, 32 to hit for 18 points of damage.
And again, just ripped out of this plane of existence entirely back into the far realm.
Oh,
Mind
you're
Witness
back early
is
as well.
one
How
at a
you
time.
come to help out?
Now,
More good news, I trust.
now, just for good measure, he will turn to the flayer behind him and flip the hammer, hasted action, throw it at this one.
Yeah, get him.
35.
Oh, 35. Yeah, 35 hits.
25 points of damage and a charisma saving throw, please.
All right,
I
finally.
think these have a
something with
plus
charisma
6, so
bonus.
this isn't a guarantee.
Natural
Hello,
20
first time.
for a 26.
Our first time chat for I3DCK. Thank you for chatting.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that
This is a
nat
one
20
This is a
felt
one
both
shot,
bad
mate.
and good.
So he just wants to know if it's a full campaign or a one shot. It's a one shot.
Yes, we're doing a special level 21 shot
Level 20.
where the gang is taking on a small colony of Illithids that have subjugated a town, and they are making very good work of it.
Small, you say.
To shreds, you say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I notice what's still missing from this battlefield at the minute.
Yes.
Find him. So that was action. Do I have a bonus action? Just in case, as a bonus action, let's throw up Shield of Fate.
Okay.
Because you never know when a very large Draconid could turn up. And do you want a con save for my Griffin?
I would love a con save for you, Griffin.
Con save for
Do
Griffin.
you like a con save?
20.
20. All right, and that is you. Okay, that Griffin, no longer stunned, kind of catches itself and gets right way round and gets ready to ascend back up to rejoin this aerial battle that's taking place.
Does that save happen at the beginning or the end of the Griffin's round?
At the end of the
That's right.
turn,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Have to ask.
All right, my mind was witnesses disappeared from initiative again, but that's fine because there's only 2 of them left. And it's really just Shroud and Reed over here. Everyone else is dealing with flares. So, yes, they're both going to sort of whirl around and fire this like sort of weird kind of up and down, like almost gyroscoping wave out of one of their eyes towards both Reed and Shroud. And this time, I need dex saves from both of you.
This is the one thing I'm good at.
You've jinxed it now. You know you jinxed
As
it.
always, Eric, plus 12. What could go wrong?
Tally-ho!
Oh, I'll take that 27, motherfucker.
Wow.
Just waiting. This is where Craig says there's a fail.
Yeah, it's actually a 28 too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. All their DCs just went up by 50.
Yeah.
What about you there, Reed?
So, what save is it?
Dex save, please.
Dexterity.
Go. Sorry. 27.
Very nice. Yeah, both of you avoid the effects of the slowing ray as you feel like it kind of hit you and you're trying to like get your arm out of it, but it moves a little slower than you want it to, and you finally pull yourself out of the way of the ray and feel that quick distance speed come back. That is it for the flares. Shroud, my friend.
Am I falling again?
You're still falling again. Yes. In fact, this time Shroud is going to hit the water. I'm
not stunned though, am I?
Oh no, but no, you're not stunned. So if you can get yourself out of there, you won't hit the water.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I suppose I'll wait until I'm 10 feet above the water and use my ability to teleport.
I
10
suppose.
feet above the
why not?
water, and just plop 10 feet down into the water if you'll allow it.
I think that sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, he'll just. I mean, yeah.
Fuck your laws of physics.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
It's
Like-
it's pretty much the magical equivalent of somebody thinking they can jump in a falling lift.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly. you're just gonna
So
mess
I
your
don't know
body
if
up more.
if I teleport 30 feet up, does that make a difference?
I think.
Why don't you teleport
think
onto the
okay.
back of the griffin that's there?
That's there.
How much like that'll be a fucking missile. How much damage will the griffin take?
Yeah, that would almost certainly kill this griffin.
You have a nice
but
soft landing.
Yeah, well, Lucky's gonna do that. Because fuck this
All right.
griffin. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna
all right, yeah.
Your entire existence is to cushion my fall, creature.
and he will land on the griffin. That's his bonus action. So I don't know how much damage he's going to take, but hopefully, the feathers and its rump will soften the blow.
Yeah, I'm going to say
As
the
it were.
griffin's going to take the full 10d6, and you're going to take half.
Can I make it dex?
Yeah, you just like a missile go through this griffin, like all the way in through one side of the chest cavity, out the other, into
and out the arse,
water.
like Ace Ventura.
Yeah, there's like a clean like rinsing of water as you like go through the other side, and all of a sudden you're underwater and you're trying to climb your way back up. So you'll take 16 damage from the fall rather than 31.
I'll take that.
I mean, Griffin's got 57 stat block. I don't think that was hit, was it?
That's even more tragic.
That one had already got hit by
Oh, did it?
When it
Okay.
hit the water.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah.
Still alive,
fair
that would
enough.
have been horrific. How far away is the Nautiloid or whatever it's called?
So the Nautiloid, from where you are, this will be accurate in terms of, it's about 200 feet away into town and probably about as high up. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 100 feet up.
So
It's in
how?
range of your longbow.
Hmm?
It's in range of your longbow.
It's not what I'm thinking about.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to. Okay, so I use my bonus action to teleport. Onto the griffin. So I guess I'll do full movement, full dash. So movement, dash. So I've used my bonus action. So movement and dash. So how far can I get? I know these squares are 10, maybe, are they?
Yeah, they're 10 foot.
Okay, so I can go.
And then the first 10, 20, 30 of that'll be difficult terrain because you're like knee deep in water.
Oh, so I can get 30 then, can I? if I can go 60, I can get 30. Is that right?
Yep, that sounds right to me.
Okay, I guess that's all I'll do. Do you know what? I'll use the diagonal and go to there just to stay away from the little fella there.
Sure. Yeah, highly recommend. All right. At the end of your turn, the Flayers get to go next. And they are going to start lining up 2 by 2, more or less. The one that is currently keeping concentration on his telekinesis with Jamboree is going to start to float over. Mouth, tentacles starting to flare wide. The 2 that are near Orek are going to pretty much board your griffin. They're never gonna like sit down on it, but they are like levitating on top and trying to like keep a hand on like maybe a shoulder joint or something as they come in for tentacle attacks as well. The one that's out over the water is going to move out about this far. Ready a Mind Blast, which is coming out. And then this one is going to close the distance to Reed and try and attack with the tentacle. So we have 5 tentacle attacks and a Mind Blast coming. First 2 on Orek. That is a +7.
Miss.
I haven't rolled yet. Yeah, both of them highest is a dirty 20, so I believe both miss.
Oh yeah. You needed dirty 30 to hit him.
Fuck off.
Dang. And then the highest on Jamboree was a 19.
I'm going to shield. So,
Okay.
no.
Then we have one coming in. Reed. For a 10, which isn't going to hit. These mind flayers all just sort of helpfully lash their tentacles out at you, not finding any sort of purchase whatsoever on any of you. I'm not mad. The one in the back is going to use this mind blast on Jamboree. I need an intelligence saving throw from you, please, sir.
Cool. Intelligence save, and I think I have advantage. Yes, because of the shield.
Yes.
So first one, sorry, I didn't roll as advantage, but they should both be coming. 10 and a 14, I think it is.
Yeah, I got a 14 as the highest on my end. As this blast of just raw ionic energy slams into you, dealing 22 points of psychic damage, +4, so 26. You feel that just sort of whole body numbness come over you as you find yourself stunned in the grip of telekinesis with 2 mind flayers around you. Which I'm sure will be, everything's going to be fine. It's all going to be great. That's why you're up next.
Oh. So I can see that ship's leaving. So my first port of call, little red bead appears
port of
again,
call.
and at 4th level, we send the fireball out towards the ship.
Okay.
Before they go too far
the ship is an
away.
object, so it automatically fails its dex save. So let's do the damage on that.
So that is fireball at 4th level. 4th, submit. 30 points of fire damage onto that.
30 points.
Wonderfully flammable looking device.
Yes. Yeah, and do you set it like towards the back, towards the middle?
Nearer towards the back. What I'm trying to do is explode the back just enough that the water can nicely lap in, right underneath the captain's wheel. It's a So as he stood there watching it, he can see right down to the sea from where he's looking at the wheel as the flames roar up around him.
It does the trick, absolutely. The fireball goes off, and when the detonation of it just rips the back end of this ship apart, and that captain is like holding on by a wheel and no floor behind him, just open water as this thing begins to take on water. At the same time, you see a number of barrels start to like pour out of the back of this ship and into the water. What's next for you?
So then, as a bonus action, I shall activate my blade song.
Yes.
And again, that kind of shimmer comes around me. That now makes my movement 65 foot. So, what's going on with the tentacles of this Nautilid? You said somewhere on the ground at this point.
Yeah, there are two that are much thicker and much larger that are like kind of like dragged knuckles style, just sort of like drooping and like landing in two different areas of residential area. And you noticed before that there were some creatures moving along it. But yeah, the two main ones are like that.
Cool. So, I'm not even going to turn to look at these things surrounding me. They're just going to take 5 fire damage as I depart.
Which will crisp up a few of them.
And I'm going to end up, I said 65, so I'm going to end up somewhere in this area, in that sort of area. And I'm headed towards whichever tentacle is nearest and on the ground.
Alrighty. There is going to be 2 opportunity attacks.
They do not get opportunity to attack on
Oh, they don't because you have a
strike.
strike.
Oh,
Yes,
So it's
that's
just
right.
bye-bye.
yeah.
Well, I'm gone.
That's
This is anime style. I'm just drifting along the
I'm
floor
outta
now,
here.
not even bothering to run, just straight up skimming the floor.
all right. Yeah, you make it to just like a house over from where this thing is like kind of just resting against the ground. Around it, you can see many bodies kind of like stacked in piles, naked, totally shaven. Most of them have like some sort of wound at the back of the skull. It's a bit of a mass grave over here. And along the top of this tentacle coming down, you can see a number of intellect devourers and other strange brain-like creatures that just sort of like float in the air, and they've got like these little beaks start to float down from above, but you don't have to worry about them for a while.
Okay. I will when I
Not
start
as a
running up the
situation,
tentacle.
Hell yeah. Okay, it is fleshy and slimy and gross, and as you make your way up there, it's a little difficult. Can you give me an acrobatics check?
Sure. I didn't think I'd actually reach them this turn, but I will take it if I'm there. Acrobatics, you say? Oh, that's only a 9. Oh.
Yeah, and it's like it was a poor start. You'll do better, but you kind of get up there and you kind of maybe overestimated it a bit. You're like, oh, this is going to be easy, and then just like this really slick, sort of juicy part of the tentacle kind of
How
falls
flammable?
away.
How flammable are these fluids I'm currently stepping in?
Only one way to know.
Possibly indeed.
Here we go. Okay, I've more than enough. I
The
think.
Chardonnay stride anyway is at least the flames coming from that don't seem to be igniting it.
That's fine. That's cool. Yeah, that's my full movement, just to have reached that bottom of that tentacle. Then.
Okay.
Vargas says lick it.
Which brings to Reed, and then the Elect Devourers, and then we're at the top of the order.
Okay, from where I am on the Griffin, I'm going to make 2 punch attacks. Two regular unarmed strike attacks at the Mind Flayer. And,
Okay.
let's see, hang on. 24 and a 13 to hit.
24 and a 13. 24 hits for sure.
Gotcha. You'll take 8 points of damage.
Lovely.
Okay, and then I'll do a flurry of blows to make another few attacks on him.
Nice.
for a 23 and a 16. To hit.
Both hit?
One sec.
Gotcha. For another 13 and 10 for another 23 points of damage.
Nice, very nice. And yeah, you're just beating the life out of this mind flayer. Like astride your griffin, as much as it's trying to get your delicious brains, it's really getting beaten to like a pulp at this point. It looks like maybe a stiff breeze might knock this guy over at this point. Anything else for you, or will that be all for you?
I'll just check.
Flurry of bows.
I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything.
Okay. All right. Intellect Devour time. Mostly dealt with along the far end of town. 4 of these happy boys are all going to chase down the shoreline like content puppies and sort of position themselves around Shroud.
What?
You got puppies.
Like little puppies.
Slobbering,
like little brain puppies.
slavering puppies have come to say hello.
And yeah. Shroud, I'm going to need 4 intelligence saves from you,
He's
please.
not going to write these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 19, 27. So 13 is the lowest. And I'm going to add my chat bless to that.
Okay.
That'll be 17.
All right. Yeah. Again, all of these waves of psionic energy start to like buffet you from like all around where they've made this sort of semicircle. But you know, you're no. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's going to take a lot more than that to bring you down.
He made it. Excellent.
Yeah, made it on all of them. I did not mean to move my nautiloid. These guys. The Intellect Devourer is down here. We're going to give chase. Oh, yeah, this guy actually died with the last of the Charbon Stride.
Mr. Miracle Twitch says cursed puppy kisses. Yes.
Cursed puppy kisses, yeah.
How does exposed brain kiss you? That's not really also in there.
I saw them.
Like, I assume along the seam.
Yeah. I saw cursed puppy kisses open for All American Rejects. They were great.
And they are not quite able to catch up with Zwei on this turn. At the top of the round, an old friend comes to play. There is a large disturbance out by the shore in the far end of town as a huge bubble of water is just like shot up into the air as that same black and purple dragon rises up out of the water and makes its initiative roll. And is all the way at the bottom, so...
Spends that whole thing just flexes for the first part of it.
yeah, big flex, and that's all it's got for the moment.
God.
Jamboree.
Okay.
You are currently stunned and restrained.
You can do it.
You can do it. At the end of your turn, I need an intelligence save to end the stun.
We believe in you, Jamboree.
With advantage, so here we go. 1, and should be a second one coming then. That first one should do it.
Oh, that'll definitely do it. Yeah, absolutely it will. No longer stunned. Restrained still, so you can't really move, but you can still attack.
Great. I'll do that in my next turn, so.
On your next turn, yes.
And my griffin is still... Actually, I don't know if we did that last turn, but my griffin's still alive with 10 hit points.
Yes, it is still stunned in the water. Waterlogged griffin. It can make a con save to try and end the stun.
Wishes it wasn't.
No.
Kill me. Unfortunately,
please.
Please.
End it. End the misery.
Auric, you are up. You are standing on a stunned griffin platform. fending off 2 more of these Illithids.
Griffin get restoned. He did pass it last turn, didn't he? With a 20.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep track.
No. Hey, no, you can't keep track of everything. That's why we,
There's a lot going on here
There
as
is
well.
a shit lot going on.
The
For
two squid face fox around Auric, how do they look?
Pretty fresh, all things considered. The one that is like more south of you looks like it's taken a bit of a hit, but they both look pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Auric will clench his fist as divine energy explodes from him as a circle of power takes effect.
Nice.
Oh.
And then, as his eyes glow a piercing radiant white, he will attempt to smash this one in the side of the dome with the Dwarven Thrower. 21, and you know, it's getting late in the day, so it would be rude not to drop a smite.
It would be.
I have no smite button, so let's just drop 3d8s for an extra 12, so 6, 17, 29 points of damage to the side of the cranium.
Ouch.
And then the griffin will turn.
Doesn't they need to make a charisma save?
He passed it.
Oh, he passed.
Yeah, once they
Yes.
pass it, they're done. And the griffin will turn and attempt to bite it with its beak.
Nice.
15.
Justice.
Oh, hey, good job, Griffin. So 1d8 plus 4. So 7 points, and then we'll rear with its claws
Mm-hmm.
for a miss with the claws.
Can't get them all. That's pretty good for.
Yeah. Then that will end Ordic's turn.
Excellent. Which will bring us to Shroud. Nope, sorry, Mind Witnesses that are still up. 2 of them, in fact. One of them. 2 of them, in fact, are going to start targeting griffins. Yeah, both of them are going to use their, as of yet, unused eye ray, and they are both going to fire psychic rays at this griffin here. I need 2 intelligence saving throws. I believe that is Shrouds? No, Shrouds went down.
There's a 4 anyway.
4. Yes. All right, I'll take 1 more.
All right. Here it comes again.
Pretty certain we've lost the griffins at this point, but you know.
That's 1 better. Did that do it?
That you mentioned.
I wish I could tell you, yes.
Surely to God,
both of
that's
these-
done it.
It's the amount you needed. Jolly good. Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Have 1 for a treat.
I'll just keep adding 1 until we run out of griffins.
Eventually, you'll get there. Both these psychic rays slam into that griffin for 68 psychic damage apiece.
68 or 68 hard?
6d8.
Yeah, there's 68.
The first one is going to do the job, finishing off that griffin. Objects. And the other one fires at the same time, sort of impotently into the water, I suppose. They're going to use their movement, though. One of them is going to move a little bit over here, get a little bit closer to the action going on, as is this one. Shroud, my friend. You have 4 intellect devourers in front of you, 2 mind witnesses closing in from above, and not so far away. Jamberry is
fine.
is
Fine.
dealing
Fine.
with 2 mind flayers. He seems alright though.
Still better than my 3rd wife's wedding, so
Reed's over there just beating the absolute crap out of a mind flayer with his fists. It's a good time.
So, Shroud is going to disengage and run like fuck.
So 10, 20, 30. And then he's going to use his action to attack this fellow here beside, sorry, where's he gone? Beside Jamboree. So he's going to go for this one. I do believe he's engaged with an ally. So I should sneak. Where are the mind flayers? They're 17. They're below me, so I get advantage with this. So here comes Kageyumi.
Nice.
That's a 30. That's a 27 to hit.
Yep.
For 54 points of damage with the sneak against this fellow.
Affirmative.
And just as he releases the arrow, he'll kind of croak a little bit.
Hey, see that big fellow over there to the northeast? I shot an arrow up its arse.
As he turns around, his face meets the arrow square on.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, can you just indicate which one that was again?
It's the one to the northwest.
Yes. And that is going to be enough. Yeah, it turns its head to kind of pay attention to your mockery, and then catches an arrow right between the eyes.
Yeah, straight in there.
Dies, loses concentration on telekinesis, causing Jamboree to start falling again.
How long have you been falling now, Jam? How many
I've been falling for hours.
like 3-4 rounds. Yeah.
It's like the worst sleep paralysis ever.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, right?
Oh, sure. Look, I might as well take my second attack against this fucker here. So, here we go. I'll just unclick the sneak attack, and I'm gonna use bursting arrow again, sharpshooter, and here we go. Let's see, 27. Again, that is 19 and 6, 25, 30 points of damage. Splat.
Together.
This
Which
one here.
is enough to bring that one down as well.
You're welcome.
And he will use his bonus action to go 10, 20, 30.
Use his disengage, sorry.
Oh, it did. You're right. Sorry.
Actually.
Actually, I think you'll find. So yeah, cool. No, that's fine. So use his. Yeah. So that's it as far as you can go. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Anything else?
It is now the Mind Flayer's turn. And they are going to take a tactical assessment of the area, and they are all going to disengage.
Cowards.
Yep. One of them is going to use his full movement to float back into the Nautiloid. The one behind Auric almost makes it there. And the one over by Reed isn't even close at the end of its turn. But as that first one floats in, you hear a humming coming from the inside, and it sounds like something is powering up. That is their turn. Zwei.
So how long are these tentacles I'm at the base of?
So the actual length of them, they're probably about 150 feet, but the actual Nautiloid's only 100 feet up in the air. So quite a bunch of that is just sort of like resting on the ground. So you're looking at a 100-foot climb.
Ah, oh, damn it. Okay. Sorry, this is hundreds. All right. So from where I am, I will start running, take 10 foot, leap in the air as much as I can, and I will thunder step with the aim to try to land on the deck.
Okay. Thunderstep takes you 90, right?
It is 90. So
Yeah,
I've
it
got 10
does
foot
take
of
you
movement,
90.
leaping into the air, and then this is going to be close.
Yeah, it's very, very close. But when you kind of come out of that thunderstep, you find yourself like right where the deck and the tentacle meet. On firm metal, You're not in danger of falling.
I'll
But yeah,
take
you're
that.
up there.
So anything that was nearby me has just taken 15 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
Does that include the ship?
Okay.
Well, they include
That
the
would
tentacles.
include the ship.
So that puts me with roughly about 50 foot of movement left. Can I see a way in from where I am?
Yes. One of the disintegration arrows blew a big hole into the front of this, and you can
I've
see.
got 50 foot of movement to get to the nearest entrance I can see.
Yes. Okay, so that one, that hole in the shell's actually 60 from where you are, unfortunately. You can see underneath this deck. There is a door to go inside, or it's not like a traditional door. It's kind of like a circular flesh portal.
I would have
you'll to
seen
figure
that
out.
Illithid float in though, wouldn't I? So I'd presume I'd need to be. I guess the point is, if I go, where does it look like then? If I move my 50 or so foot, I can get nearest to get back into where I've seen him enter, and I could then either firebolt or booming blade to do some damage as I go past. On that kind of, as I'm running, just start slashing into the deck of the. Or do I need to just find a hole where I can just send a firebolt down?
You can definitely from this sort of third level here. There's a bit of a ledge around where the kind of nautiloid shell bit meets the body of this craft, and it's right there where there's the hole through. So if you were, say, here,
okay,
you could definitely see the flare through there.
Lovely. I would like to introduce him to Firebolt. I believe it's a wonderful skill.
I would love for you to do that.
No, that's not the one I want. He's not within 30 foot, is he, by any chance, where I see him?
I don't believe he's quite 30. He is exactly 30.
Oh, I've got a bit more movement. In that case, I'm going to Fawn Whip him. If he's near enough. So I'll take the attack action at this point, and I will use Fawn Whip.
Okay.
For a 19 to hit.
A 19 is going to hit.
On a negative massive. Cool. So that will be 18 points of piercing, and he's now 10 feet closer to me.
Oh, excellent.
Right.
Excellent.
So I'm 10, 50, 55.
Yeah, you have ripped him this console.
I'm so yeah. I can't quite get close enough to him to. I think I can get. I think I'm now sort of within 10 feet of him. And I will just use my other attack action. Just if I can see something nearby that looks like it's vital, I will slash my sword through it.
Oh, all right. Sorry, my
just
earbuds.
as I've got a swing of my sword, and
there is a sort of nearby. What looks like a flesh console, like it kind of looks like a desk, but it's made of like this wrinkly purple skin that's all slick with some sort of slime, and it's got these weird.
What does it do against a 16 to hit? Flesh console. That's a thing. Would a 16 hit or damage the flesh console? All the things you say.
The 16 will hit the flesh console, yes.
So as I'm just staring at it, it's just 9 points of slashing damage.
Why won't you die?
And that would be my turn.
Can you roll me a D100 real quick?
Woohoo! Goodbye, all. It's nice knowing you. 70.
70. You've hit a vital system. Pretty much. Essentially, like, yeah, the moment that you kind of swing through with your sword, that loud droning repeating noise just stops. There's like a jolt, and everything seems like it's going to be fine for a second, but then the nautiloid begins falling out of the sky. You and everything else on
You just
board.
destroyed the handbrake.
This thing is starting to plummet shell first to the ground. You can hear lots of panic squeak noises coming from all over the inside of the
Panic
place.
squid.
Oops. Sorry. Was that? Yeah. That's
Yeah, I
my
was going to
turn.
say, you
Thank
need to make those noises. Excellent.
And yeah, all of you outside of the nautiloid see this small explosion along the underside that may or may not be connected to what Zwei's doing up there before it starts falling. And it is going to hit the ground real soon.
Shroud looks at Auric and goes, "See,
That's because of the arrows I shot.
Meanwhile, down by the beach, this dragon swoops in
Oh yeah, him.
and puts himself right in the middle of everything, like a bit of an asshole. He is next. Actually, as he goes by, Reed, you get an opportunity attack on him.
Very good. Okay, hang on.
Go on, one shot it.
come
Oh,
on,
he's stunning, striking him, stopping.
stick
his
your
tracks.
sword up his arse."
I don't know if I can do that in one attack, but I get a 19.
Unarmed
to hit.
attack, stunning strike. Stop.
You could stunning strike. You could try as your opportunity.
Sure, I can give it a go. Sure. So
Just for the sheer hilarity value, it'd be worth it.
I get a 19 to hit.
A 19 is going to hit.
Okay, I'll just check this. Okay, so it has to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 17. DCs.
Okay.
How could it possibly fail that?
21.
Darn. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll roll damage. I'll roll damage. So it's for a total of 8 points of damage as it runs past.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and also let me just check this. Yeah. I'm also doing this from a magic weapon, so I'm also going to expand 3 of the weapons charges to deal an additional 3d6 force damage on it.
Sure. Yeah.
So it takes another 7 points of force damage.
Okay. Okay. Decent
Nice.
strike. And even now, like it's been not really that long at all, but you can tell that this dragon does not look like it's had time to heal. Like this is maybe a desperation play, but it gets into position in the center of all this nonsense, and 3 tentacles snap off, like they disconnect from the head of the dragon. The other end of it is still kind of firmly planted in the back, and these tentacles kind of unravel and they grow to like 20 feet long, and 3 of them are going to lash out. 1 at Olek, 1 at Shroud, 1 at Jamboree. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry about your ass.
34 on Auric, a 28 on Shroud, and a 30 on Jamboree.
What was it to get Auric?
34.
All right, yeah, like it.
The good news is it only does a D8 plus 8. So 9 points of damage to Auric. 12 points to Shroud, 15 points to Jamboree.
And uncanny dodge that.
I think I'll uncanny dodge that as well.
Okay.
That's down to 6.
You can definitely uncanny dodge it. Move it down to 6. And as the tentacles like slam into your bodies, there's like an adhesive property to them, and it kind of like reels them back in, and the 3 of you are grappled. That is all it can do with its action.
No save against that still, no.
No save against the grapple, no.
Oh no.
Just wants a hug. Just a hug.
Stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah.
As it uses the rest of its movement to fly 40 feet up. And
Not again.
I still haven't touched the ground.
I love that.
Think happy thoughts.
It's
ridiculous. Fucking hell. That is ridiculous.
Reed, that'll be you next.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Okay. Hang on. I'll just check something here. Okay, I will. Okay, I'll direct the griffin, and I'll fly down to over here. On the griffin.
One remaining. Oh, we've got 2 griffins left, haven't we? So.
And I'll make a final cone of cold on both the mind flayer there and the brain dragon.
Love that.
So the same thing as before, dexterity saving throw. Sorry, constitution saving throw for DC 17. DC.
All right. First, the player. Constitution. That's not very constituty. Let's see how that goes.
Oof.
So that's 5 for the mind flip. And for the dragon.
How high up is the dragon?
At the moment, it's about 60 feet up at the moment. Its tentacles kind of trailing down below it, 20 feet, holding Orek and Shroud and Jamboree. So they're about 20 feet below. The dragon gets a dirty 20 on its con save.
Okay, so it'll succeed and take half damage. So... Okay, so total damage is 32 points of cold damage to the Mind Flayer, 16 points of cold damage to the Brain Dragon.
And how'd you like to kill the Flayer and the dragon with this cone of cold?
Nice.
I guess let's freeze them into blocks of ice because that's what it says in the spell.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just a total coating. Mind Flayer frozen in place, dragon frozen in place with its tentacles still holding onto your 3 companions as they begin to fall.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do actually have I think like a bonus action, where I can like move faster. I think so. Could I use that bonus action to do some movement and just like swoop them out of the air quickly before like this thing falls on top of them, like they hit the ground and then get crushed by a brain dragon 5 seconds later?
Sure. Yeah, that seems logical. Yeah, I believe step.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
Step of the wind.
Step of the wind is full movement against bonus action for 1 key point.
Nice.
Okay, I'll spend a key point then. And try and. Okay, so hang on. Which ones are fault? Which ones did the dragon grab again?
So we got Jamboree, we got Shroud, and Orek. You're probably close enough to get to Jamboree.
Okay, I'll swoop over, grab Jamboree, move out of the way as fast as possible. Move.
What about me?
Friend. Okay, love that. And yeah,
That's
you can
fine.
definitely...
You have to sleep sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't help you next. If you're still in the air when it's my turn, I can get you.
All right. Up next in the order are the Intellect Devourers, who are starting to scatter. One starts going off towards the docks. One tries to make it. It wouldn't go right where the dragon's falling. One tries to make it that way. One just disappears beneath the water.
So we've got a bug hunt coming up later.
That is going to be their turn. At the top of the round, the nautiloid finishes falling to the ground. One.
Can I use my reaction to featherfall on
Yes.
myself? Just in time as the Illithid thinks it's got me, just a bye-bye.
And if you'll all forgive me, I think we'll get out of combat at this point because we've gone a little bit over, but just as a kind of cap, the nautiloid and the dragon fall almost in sync. The dragon slams into the ground, frozen, shattering into 100 different little pieces of brain and dragon and a mix of the two. The nautiloid slams into the ground, crushing itself just under its own weight as an explosion rockets out across its whole length. Very gracefully, Zwei is feather falling against the back of this explosion, just sort of landing.
Not looking back.
No, don't look back. Never look back. The remaining mind flayers begin to plane shift out of here. The minion creatures that they have here are unable to do so.
I'll send them all home.
Yeah. I think there's a quick
Express delivery
of the remainder of the enemy forces. As silence returns to the town of Normont, people may not live here for a very long time, but the threat of the Illithid invasion has passed, or so it would seem for now.
For a second, Shroud will he disappears beneath the dragon and emerges. His funereal shroud, the lace black thing covered in whatever is inside the dragon, and holding his arrow aloft.
I found my arrow.
Clasping it.
I give him a warrior salute with the sword.
The grip of victory.
I'm just holding this one arrow aloft. This one.
This is the one that did it.
And it takes maybe a little bit of ingenuity. Maybe it's a matter of some people going back to Waterdeep on Griffins first and leaving some others to sift through the wreckage of the town before help can be sent, or maybe it's a teleportation spell, or however you do it, you end up back in Waterdeep, in front of the open lord and nobles, and report your mission and its success. And once more, Foursquare are hailed as the heroes of Waterdeep.
Shroud will ask him,
Have I paid my debt?
You are free to go if you wish, however.
Am I released from your service?
If that's what you want.
I will take my leave.
Turtle throw his cloak on and walk out.
Zwei is already returned to their storage thing in stasis for the next one. No thanks for Zwei.
Miss Jawbreak is really annoyed you didn't use her bless, Greg. Says she's losing trust of DMs.
Well, I promise you in return, I'll use all 3 of my banked blesses next time we have a Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. How about that?
Take that, Ryan.
At the same time, 3d4.
Oh no. Yeah, so I know we've gone over a little bit late tonight, and I'm sorry for the sort of abrupt ending, but I am aware that most of you are 5 hours ahead of where I am, and it's even getting a little late for me. So thank you all for hanging on with me and doing this. I hope you guys had some fun. It was a bit of an onslaught, but
it was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah,
Nicely done to Jack for the killing blow.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, very nice and cool to finish things up. Very nicely done taking the nautiloid down. I didn't expect it to be part of combat, honestly. I was just gonna have it fly away, but yeah, good for you guys. You brought it down too. And thank you everyone for coming to check out the stream. Thank you, Christian, for running the stream for us, and as always, Travis Savoy for the use of his music during the stream today. Yeah, and we will see you next time. Thanks.